start with a mercenary.
Ooh, now let me see if I can find your link.
You see, what people need to do is they need to build controllers for retro consoles that have online connect capability.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It would be, like, the lag would be horrendous, but I think it'd be kind of a fun concept, because I have this, like, really, really ridiculous party game called Zadnos, the People's Party. Hey, Rex Morton, what's up, dude? And
hey,
it's like,
Rex.
It's like this weird communist theme, FMV kind of, kind of theme, like, quiz show with, like, physical challenges and puzzles in it. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like one of my...
You should, like, patent that idea. Have you thought about that?
A communist quiz show?
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think anyone's ever done it.
Right? I think you should patent that. I'm serious. That might actually work. So imagine controller, but just consider it like controllers with online capabilities.
Oh, you're talking about that, not the okay.
Yeah,
no.
The communist is also a good idea, but I think the controller with online capabilities might be a bit better.
That'd be kind of cool. I don't know, or maybe like just an Arduino or something that has multiple hookups or something like that. So somebody can, I don't know. I just like that idea because I just like it'd be great to play these party games online just for people.
Oh yeah.
It's like who were they? Like I could call some friends here. Like, hey, you want to come over to my house and play some 3DO party games? They'd be like, what?
And then they'd be like, I think at that point you'd just be known as like the really hipster friend. Like, oh, I play the 3DO. What do you play? The PlayStation?
What do you play? PS4, PS5, you fucking loser.
You fucking normie. So wait, what game is this?
This is called a mercenary.
So, is this like supposed to be a comic book game? What's with those weird effects?
The director was having fun.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So basically, from what I understand, instead of like putting their prisoners in jail, they put them in virtual jail, where they suck your brain out of your body and put it in the computer.
Are you ready, number 5?
It's virtual jail.
I think so.
No, it's more 32X.
Yeah, right? the 32X, the true heir to the throne of Sega.
How to extend your intro animation? Just pause it every 5 seconds to add some shitty Adobe After Effects.
Oh god, that's how I would do it. Hey everyone, Mike, what's up, man? I heard there was hookers and booze. Oh yeah.
This is all we got from 4.
Wait, there's hookers? Where's mine, Ian? Where's mine?
They're on the way. I couldn't find a phone number for Portugal that worked over there.
God damn it, Ian. We talked about this. I don't come onto streams unless there's hookers.
Like I was promised that in my contract along with this TiVo. Doing
is that a what's that movie called?
Tropic
Is that
Thunder.
Tropic Thunder reference?
Yeah, of course.
You know what?
This evening.
I'll make my own stream with hookers and blackjack. In fact, forget the live stream.
the hookers and booze and blackjack. Forget the show altogether. God, I love 3DO intros. They're just so long and overblown.
God damn it, did they ever end?
No, they don't. Never.
This is the full game. It's the movie.
Let's see, hookers, as in the girls who hooks catch things. So actually, the term hooker actually comes from an American colonel who was named Hooker. And he would actually go and pay women to get together with his soldiers. And those women became known as hookers' girls. So that's hookers. So that's where the phrase comes from, if you wanted to learn a little bit of history on that one.
Holy crap. I just like how my live streams are all, hey, let's talk about them animes and cartoon porn, and your stream is like, oh, did you know that in 1954 Egypt declared war on Somalia?
I was trying to think if that actually happened or not. I'm like, no, I don't think
that
happened.
I don't think it happened.
I'm thinking like Somalia declared war on Ethiopia and was completely destroyed as a functioning state. You wanted to know some fun fact on that one.
Clearly, I need to bring you onto my streams and try to like raise the level a little bit. Oh, it's this game.
Oh god,
I don't know this. I don't know this game by this name. Where'd you say? What is it? What'd you say this was called?
A mercenary.
Oh, you know what the issue is? I only ever read the title, never heard being read back to me, so I just thought it was called I Mercenary. Oh, I know what this game is.
Fair enough. It's one of those things where you're like, I've only ever seen that word written down.
Yeah. Yeah, but I always thought the story was like, I always figured the story was like you're in a faux MMO world or whatever.
Well, it's like people start living in the virtual world, kind of like a really bad version of God, what was it, Lawnmower Man 2, where like people start jacking into the world and they're like, come live in my paradise.
You know what though? I kind of would have preferred the storyline without the prison reference. Just like you're in this really weird world or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I love how like in the virtual world there's a chalk out of where a body was murdered.
So this is the best that Studio could do with a large open world, right? In terms of graphics.
Honestly, there are better 3DO games that have open world stuff. And
are there better looking games?
Yeah, there's one called things like Draxon or something like that. That's like kind of like a floating tank game, like Battlezone, that looks a lot better than this.
Oh.
HistoricNerd, we are VR. Some sort of VR trooper. I think I don't know the plot of this.
VR, virtual reality. You never watched that show?
Oh, VR Troopers?
It was terrible.
I watched
it
way. Briefly in the 90s, but I kind of... That one came on, like, I think it was against, like, Big Bad Beetleborgs and Power Rangers, so it kind of got lost in the States.
Big Bad Beetleborgs was so bad.
That was just such an odd... I'm like, why is Dracula there?
You're Power Rangers and you're living in a manor with Dracula and Frankenstein.
Yeah. I don't even know what just happened.
It's like they just took a bunch of suits on a board meeting. So what do kids like these days? They like Power Rangers and they like Dracula. Let's mix them up.
It seems like a win-win, really. I mean, when you put it that way, I mean, I would have been sold on it.
I'm surprised they didn't have dinosaurs while they were at it.
Oh my god, why didn't they? That show would have been gangbusters.
Dracula, Power Rangers, and dinosaurs. If this show,
like, my god, it practically prints money.
If this show lasted like 5 more seasons, they'd be like, hey, they like them anime things, right? Let's add Pokemon.
Collectible creatures. Okay, so I found an 8-ball, apparently. So that was something I needed. Vampirosaurus. That's an idea.
I always did want to play this game. Like, it looks interesting. I don't know if it's good, but it looks interesting.
You're not missing much, to be totally honest with you. And, like, I died, and now I have to suffer through whatever this is.
Oh, you can't skip it?
Can I? Let's find out. No. Actually, a little bit, yeah.
Skippable cutscenes.
Okay, so that's a gunner. Am I supposed to shoot that person?
This is how you punish a player in skippable cutscenes.
Am I supposed to, like... Okay. And, like, you move like a throttle. It's so weird.
Oh, God.
You have to,
like, I always wanted to see just how far a 3DO could be taken graphically, because I assume it was never really taken advantage of, graphically speaking.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody really knew exactly where they could take it, like, in terms of, like, the system's potential, because it was kind of a new architecture.
Exactly. Although, from what I understand, it is kind of the weakest of every 32-bit console of its time.
Well, it was kind of first, so, I mean...
Yeah. Did it come out before the Jaguar or after?
After, I'm pretty sure.
But, from what I understand, the Jaguar is like more powerful on paper, but the 3DO was easier to work with, I think.
Let's see, Road Rash is probably the best looking 3DO game. Yeah, I could agree with that. That's a really good looking game on this. Freezes opponents. Wait, I don't even know what my objective is in this game. Like,
I think there were a few games that looked a bit better than Road Rash. I think. I mean, I always liked Slayer for 3DO, the way it looked.
I don't think I've ever actually played Slayer.
I'd love to play Slayer someday, and the sequel. And then you also have Killing Time, which looks pretty good, I think.
Hey, what's up, Methodist? How's it going, man? Oh, hi. Is this Quake? No, this is a game called Mercenary. which is
or I mercenary as I was
or I'm mercenary in Portuguese.
Well, hey, we live in the age of iPod, iMacs. I just assumed I mercenary. Clearly, this game is sponsored by Apple.
I think that's actually a better title than than Immercenary.
Immercenary.
Why is my guy is like...
immersion. Oh, I just got that.
Yeah.
Immersion. Oh, I see what you did there.
It's a clever play. Having
Not
fun
really.
fixing my car up this week. Oh, nice, man.
Oh God, your character moves so. Your character moves so slow, so jerky.
Yeah, it's weird because like you're kind of like it's like you're taking steps because they thought that was like it's immersive because you're a mercenary.
Oh dear God! You're supposed to use those spires.
Am I supposed to do spires here? Hey, what's up, Godzilla? How's it going, man? Oh God, I'm getting hit by something. Just vaporized that dude. Okay, so I come to the spire.
Kill them all, let God sort them out, Ian.
That's my motto. Am I supposed to do something here? Like I'm hitting A, I see something on the radar, and I hear a little fun sonar noise. See, Ian, make sure. Yeah, I really need to make sure I listen to Rex because he is like a gamer guide.
Oh, he did this for your streams too? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not just me then.
It's
okay. Good. All right, it is.
Well, it's the funny thing. I don't pretend to be good at anything other than FPSs. So, Colin, have you tried blackmailing this game? I tried sending it topless pictures, but it didn't do anything with them.
Well, clearly the issue is you send topless pictures. You're supposed to send bottomless pictures.
Oh darn it! I'm doing this wrong. Let's see, 3DO is my favorite console ever. I don't remember liking Mercenary. Oh yeah, freaking
Wing Commander, yeah. Sun Control 2, great game.
Super Wing Commander, which we'll probably play eventually because I'm getting.
Oh God, yes, please.
That one's pretty good.
That's the remake of the first one, right?
Hey, what's up, Gabber? Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Like as far as I know, that game is a 3DO exclusive.
Yeah, because it's kind of like fully redone.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, I broke the law in the virtual world. Now I must be punished.
Yeah.
Oh, Colin, there's a game called A Mercenary. It's kind of a odd 3DO title.
That was close, 5.
So like every 3DO title then.
Yeah. That's a fair assessment. I mean, when you try to standard, it's Quake. Yeah, it's totally Quake. This is really what John Carmack wanted to make. A weird game with FMV storyline and cutscenes.
Oh yeah, clearly. And where they draw out the cutscene with those crappy Premiere effects.
It was funny. John Carmack was quoted as saying, "Video games are like a porno. There is no reason for a story aside from just to move scenes along." That was how he always felt about it.
Oh, if he only knew.
What's the strangest FMV game I've played? Ooh.
I'm gonna say with Phantasmagoria 2. That game's weird as shit, bro.
I don't know. All I can think of, the best FMV game I ever played was a game in the mid-90s that was a industrial safety video where like your objective was to get out of a building without dying, and every time you did something wrong, stuff was like the video, like you see a door, you see smoke coming under it, and the door's hot. What do you do? And we're like, open the door! and you open the door, and you just watch flames engulf this like poor woman in the training video.
That's amazing.
And it was just absolutely fantastic. I need to find that, because that game was so fun. Because you could kill yourself in so many different ways in that game.
Was that an actual game or an instructional video?
It was a game, but it was a safety instructional thing though.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
That was the best one I ever played.
I'm surprised they never brought that to the 3DO because the 3DO had all the quality shovelware out there.
Oh yeah, true.
3DO now with instructional videos.
3DO now with industrial safety videos to help you escape burning buildings. You're welcome.
3DO, we now sell Tesco in safety videos. That's your game now.
This is Trip Hawkins you're welcome. Okay, wait, what am I? Oh god.
Have you ever seen the Korean commercials for the 3DO?
No, but I bet they're fantastic.
Oh, they're great. they steal music from Star Wars, and then they put Trip Hawkins in the actual commercial saying he's a supercomputer gaming genius or whatever.
I mean,
It's amazing.
I mean, he's handsome. I mean, why not? Let's see. Let's catch him on the chat here. Let's see here.
Oh, sorry. I should read the comments. Godzilla73 is saying, I remember playing Sherlock Holmes for the Sega CD. It was an awful FMV game.
Oh, fun. Actually, I saw that today. I thought about picking it up. It's like $14 though.
That's one of those games where I was never too curious about playing it though. Rexborn is saying, it says the spires heal you when you stand on them, but when there's a storm, stay away from them.
What does a storm look like?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna stand over here.
Mephitus says, this game kind of reminds me of Antichamber. Recommended game if you dig puzzles. Never played it though.
Yeah. God, I love like the polygons are like as big as my fist.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And like the really low resolution textures.
God, it's just the best.
Which look like they were made on Microsoft Paint, by the way.
13, it's too expensive. You ever tried to make a video game in the 1990s? All you had was MS Paint. Okay, am I supposed to...
Restaurant says, okay, the green bar is full again. I guess that means it's your health.
Ah.
Colin Swinburne says, I played one called Quantum Gate. It was great when I played it in 97 because it was this military FMV game.
Actually, there was actually, what was it? There was a submarine commander game I played that was FMV that was crazy back in the day too. And like my favorite thing ever was like I was playing it, and you could actually play the game completely wrong if you wanted. So like you were the commander, like you could get up and like people like it's like go to the comm. And like no, I'm gonna stay in my room. And you could stay in your room, and like you could shave, play in the sink, and do all this stuff. But if you hang out in your room too long, like the submarine gets attacked and you all die. But it's just like
it's immersive.
You're sitting there and just you could open a book, go back to sleep. It was all kinds of funny stuff like that.
It's immersive. Oh god, I'm watching the 3D
Shadowrun on the Genesis. God, I need to get that game.
I have that game. I should review it, but there's actually a game-breaking glitch with that game, by the way.
Oh, Shadowrun?
Oh yeah, like if you play as the Street Samurai, and if you upgrade the your armor to maximum by buying like the steel skin enhancement or whatever it's called, like I can't remember the lingo.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the game like you go over the maximum defense points allowed, so you go back to -1. So every little hit kills you instantly.
I don't know.
No.
There's more to it than that.
Oh yeah, so if you get that game, don't max out your armor stats, so you're gonna get that bug. In fact, that game is full of bugs and little glitches. Like my followers would just quit on me without any reason, or NPCs wouldn't recognize completed missions. That game has a lot of bugs. But it's a great game. It's an amazing game. Despite the bugs.
So this game came out in '93. Yeah, 1993.
Really?
So actually, I guess this was right around the same time as the Jaguar then.
You know, like I can imagine like this game blowing people's minds in '93.
Mike Mitchell, 3DO, scraping the bottom of the barrel tonight. I mean, I could hook up the Jaguar. That's another great title or system to play. You know this stream. We only play bad games, Mike. Come on.
Like no, but seriously, like I can see this game really impressing people back in '93. I mean, yeah, the graphics look like this, but by '93 standards, a free roaming 3D game, that's amazing.
I think it would have been like. I mean, like, what did you have? What Elder Scrolls game did you have that came out that kind of offered something similar to this?
Arena, the first one, which looked more like Doom, but a downgraded Doom.
Yeah, so this would have been like par for the course, I think. This would have been right around what was...
This looks more technically impressive than Arena, in my opinion.
I'm dying. I need to get to it.
Oh, no!
Oh, God. Okay, we're going to switch to something else because this game is...
Ekil Duke says, seriously, play the Horde. It's got Kurt Cameron.
Did you see the energy spike when 5 ran through that static field?
But you didn't know that?
That's the same thing.
I've never played the Horde. I need to get that game now.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
You know what's weird though? The 3DO version has the FMV segments for the Horde, but the Saturn version only has like these still screenshots with the audio going running underneath them.
Run through the static fields of the next few rhythms you crack, so we can gather some more
Psychic
data.
Detective.
If this theory is correct,
I've never heard of that game.
Let's do that one. It's gonna be good stuff.
Like
wait,
Mitchell says,
wasn't Kirk Cameron like, "Behold the banana, the atheist nightmare," or something like that?
Was it?
I can't remember.
Was
that.
it him?
I can't remember that, something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's what I remember hearing. Like, but I just remember that being one of his arguments. But
Mike Mitchell says Kirk Cameron has a weird fetish for bananas. Well, in his defense, who doesn't?
wait, what? Why is there? I didn't realize there was a Psychic Detective CD that's about the movie. What?
There's a Psychic Detective movie and a video game. Clearly, I've been living under a rock.
Well, I guess it's
Hey, there is someone. He's asking, do you guys have Quarantine?
Ooh, I do not. I don't have very many 3DO games, unfortunately, but I have enough, I think, to entertain us for a while. Oh god. If I can get the CD case open.
Godzilla says 3DO was decent back then, but I opted to skip it and get the Saturn. Well, clearly you have good taste, Godzilla.
I think a lot of people opted to skip the 3DO because they're like, oh, I don't really have a spare $600 sitting around. I guess we're like
$699.
The only time I ever really saw a 3DO was that brief sequence it was in the movie In the Army Now, being played by Pauly Shore. In the beginning of that movie, he was playing like the tank battle game for it.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh my god, what system is that? It's amazing.
I have never even heard of the 3DO until like the internet and like the Angry Video Game Nerd. Or the Jaguar.
Wait, did
or 32X.
Did the Angry Video Game Nerd actually do a 3DO video?
I think he did. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh wait, he did Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, right?
Oh yeah, no, but I think he did. Was that the only 3DO video he did? Maybe.
I think that might have been the only like thing with 3DO he did.
Okay. But I mean, I never heard of the 3DO until the advent of the internet. There you go.
Ah.
That's what I mean.
Rex Warden. Oh, I need to fix my Gold Star. Honestly, like I kind of dig my Gold Star because it has like the most comfortable controller.
Oh, I just love to get any 3DO game. Oh, what? God damn it! This every 3DO FMV need to have some crappy Adobe Premiere effects. I mean, look at this.
I mean, they were doing this stuff with like whatever that video toaster thing was. Let's see here. Jebediah K. He did a few Zelda games too. Okay, that was for the CDI though. I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay, yeah. So that was the only 3DO one he did. Was Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
Wasn't Gex a launch exclusive for a 3DO that came to other systems later? Yes, it was, Godzilla.
Okay. Yeah, Elkie Dukes. So yeah, the Horde one, I do remember that now because it was. I think Cursed Farms did a full review of that game. I think the PC version though.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone else out there have another?
Okay, yeah. There's two PC versions. There's the floppy disk version and the CD version. The floppy disk version, it's like the Saturn version where they replace the FMVs with like still screenshots.
Oh. Oh, Christopher, yeah, Ross Scott. Yeah, okay. I've watched him for a while, but I never bothered to learn his name because I'm not a very good person. See, cut your teeth on video toaster? That's crazy, dude.
Wait, what? How does that work?
My father just killed himself. My sister.
He's a psychic detective. Clearly.
Oh.
I mean, like, I think the box explains it, St1ka. Come on.
But like.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, but like, is there an actual movie based off of this or a TV show?
No. It's just 100% FMV game. The guys making this game grab people off the street, probably like, hey, you want to be in a movie?
Oh, look at him putting it. Clearly, like, that's sexual harassment, kid.
Oh yeah, shit, he can get in trouble for that now.
Oh yeah. I remember when I used to just randomly grope women in the 80s. Mostly my mom, because I was 3 years old.
I figured that's where you were going. I was concerned there for a moment. Let's see here, Colin. I'm gonna love ya and leave ya. Just remember, keep on blackmailing. All right, catch you later, Colin. Thanks for dropping in, dude.
See ya, Colin.
See ya. Godzilla retro collectors have caused game prices to sky fucking rocket. Went online to look at buying a 3D. Yeah, holy crap! Like some places on eBay are trying to charge $120 for a 3DO. I'm like, are you kidding me? I found both mine for $20.
Oh, hey, Kevin.
Actually, I had three, and I spent collectively like $50 on 3DOs, and that was like 4 years ago.
That is awesome. I love doing the system and games for it, but like, even if I do somehow get this system, I wouldn't be able to afford the games. Like, Genobi sent me a Super Nintendo like last year, and the only games I have are the games he sent me, because Super Nintendo games are freaking expensive.
Oh yeah. Especially in Europe, because it never really picked up there, right? Where it just wasn't as popular.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, what's up, Kevin Ball? How you doing, man?
Where will you be?
Sticks and Historic, damn right. Afford the games. Ha! Says Rex Warden.
See, I'm done buying things until it tapers up. Yeah, I can't see the retro price like continue to skyrocket for much longer. I think a lot of this is kind of pushed up by YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah. We're the reason, Ian. We are the cause of this.
Well,
mostly me because I review games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the funny thing to me was I should probably pay attention to the game, but I have more fun talking to you about this. I mean, like, the funny thing, like, when I started collecting, it was pretty cheap. Like, it wasn't like it was a huge thing. Like, a lot of people weren't doing it. But the nice thing, though, like, I've started hitting thrift stores again, and, like, I've actually had a really good stretch of luck. Like, I found a giant pile of Intellivision games, complete in box, for, like $2 a game, and I'm like, alright, cool.
Nice.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If you take your time, you sometimes still find some good deals, but it's pretty rare these days.
Yeah, it's getting hard. Like, I was looking at whatever that, like, Good Deal app is, where you can go and online and look what people post and stuff. Dude had a Sega Nomad. He wanted $300 for it. I'm like, are you
Jesus.
Oh yeah, freaking, like, the cool thing about the CDI and 3DO, 0 copyright protection. So you could burn any game you want. You just have to make sure you burn them on, like, 1X. Wait, Godzilla, someone listed Maximum Carnage for $299?
Jesus Christ.
God, I have like 2 copies of that game. I can retire. That'd be great.
I'll buy 1 copy. I'd buy that for $1.
I should probably be paying attention to the game, but
who cares?
Who cares?
If we get lost, I'm sure Rex Warden will save us.
Yeah. What I find weird is the 3DO is capable of so much more video quality than this in color, but yet they chose to, like, Sega CD it with a tiny box.
I wonder why, though. Because, yeah, like, the 3DO has some pretty good video capabilities for its time. I think it was even better than the PlayStation in the 7.
Yeah, I think in terms of video, yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, first off, the Saturn has terrible video quality, like, period.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yes.
I think the 3DO was even better than the PS1 in terms of video quality.
Yeah, that's what I understand. See, your problem is I want to buy them, not to collect, just like my He-Man. Yeah, I have Castle Grayskull and Skeletor's Castle in my garage, and I was looking to trade them with Captain Retro, but we're trying to figure out what a good middle ground is in terms of value for these things versus what he wants to trade for retro stuff.
Oh, like, can I just point out I never liked He-Man?
What?
Oh, come on!
Not even the Dolph Lundgren movie?
Okay, that one is enjoyably bad, but the cartoon was just boring.
I think, honestly, anything from Hanna-Barbera was really boring.
But this wasn't from Hanna-Barbera. This was like from, what's it called? Whoever made it is always promoting himself. Let me check really quick. Filmation, I think that's the name.
Was it Filmation? I thought it was Hanna-Barbera. Oh, Filmation? Oh, okay, I'm a liar.
It's Filmation, yeah.
I'm a liar.
I have never liked anything done by Filmation, except maybe the Gummy Bears. The Gummy Bears was cool.
The Gummy Bears.
Oh, come on, that was fun.
Wait, let's see. Did you see they are putting out a new Snake Mountain playset? What now? Oh, that's crazy. I had no idea. I saw there was a new Castle Grayskull they want like $400 for, and I'm like, you guys have fun with that one.
So have you seen the new She-Ra remake?
I have not.
The screenshots. A lot of people are hating on the art style, but I was like fully expecting to see another Thundercats Roar sort of thing. But then I saw the She-Ra image and I was like, it's fine.
Sorry, I got distracted by this guy's terrible Russian accent.
Wait, which one? His or mine?
Sorry, see, I bought my Nomad and my 3DO, my second 3DO off eBay for $220 like 18 years ago, using my Dreamcast to surf the internet. That's the most amazing story ever. I love the fact you used your Dreamcast to do that. I've actually thought about bringing my my Dreamcast to work and seeing if I can get it to hook up with the military network, just to see what would happen.
But like, I think if you brought a Dreamcast to work, you'd either be that hipster coworker or that cool coworker because you bring video games to work.
But like, no, I guess I go to the web browser. Like, no, I'm working. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm hacking. This is what hacking looks like.
Oh God, I picked the mirror, and that was apparently a mistake.
Uh-oh. You're not a very good psychic detective. Oh no, she's suffering an Adobe Premiere effect.
Like a child with that pistol.
Hey, it works. It's my shortcut.
I don't even know what's going on.
Why is she overacting? Why is she so close to the camera?
Yeah, $1,000.
Like,
I'm trying to remember what that director's name that did the real Tannenbaums. What's his name?
But like, what do you think the direction was for this scene? Look, get as close as you can to the camera. Like push your nose into the fucking lens and just speak the most horrible accent you can think of.
No, Mike, 1ka is actually from Portugal, but he likes to joke that his English accent sounds like a Russian accent.
Well, it is a very common. It is very common. A very common comment I usually get. Like, are you Russian? And like, I don't think I am.
I just feel like this is like early Wes Anderson, just based on how tight the pictures are in people's faces.
Why is everyone so close to the camera?
Dreamcast plus military network equals Skynet.
Equals Skynet.
I'm like, oh crap! It just launched all the missiles.
What the hell is going
It's
on?
thinking
Dead
Ian.
body, lots of blood. Your sister thinks
Say moose and squirrel.
Come on, let's go.
Moose and squirrel. Oh wait. How did they say that? Like Natasha and the Glorious Leader? I need to
Boris
YouTube.
and Natasha.
Yeah, I need to YouTube how they said it. Hold on, let me check. Boris and Natasha. Give me a second, and I'll say it properly. Let me see.
So where's disc 2? There we go.
Yeah, I'm currently googling some Rockin' Bullwinkle show.
I want to be honest with you. I haven't touched anything.
Really?
Yeah, like the game has just been playing. Like I clicked the mirror and I clicked an ink spot, and so far apparently I've made it to disc 2. So I'm doing something right. Back in the day, they could only put 4 or 5 megabytes of video on a disc.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
Even at CD's worst, you could do like 600 megs.
Yeah, true. No, I thought you were referring like to bandwidth or whatever.
Well, I think in terms of data transfer, I think CDs they were bottlenecked initially, I think, but
I told you, I don't know.
But I mean, even VHS in the early '90s, people figured out how to get about 100 megs a second transfer rates off those. So I mean, I would imagine CDs would be better.
Oh wow, okay, but 100 megs in the 80s, that's pretty good.
Well, early
I think.
'90s.
She was my father's coach.
Still pretty good, I think.
She was a champion in Black Diamond. She even
But it was
won a
expensive.
Korean Cup.
Is anyone else having issues online?
Okay.
I
No,
don't know.
it looks good.
Hopefully,
Looks good.
hopefully it picks up for you.
So like, do we ever get to play this game?
What's Monica? Just a
Oh,
little.
here it is. Okay.
Keychain.
Keychain.
Oh God.
What is this?
I don't even know.
Jesus.
I should have put like bad 3DO games as the title for this.
No, you can't.
Shut up. Who is he?
Well, to be honest, isn't that a repetition?
A misnomer, like
Misnomer, that's
they're
the
all
word.
bad,
God damn
so.
it.
My lover.
That's Let's see here. Oh, early 90s, it took 3 hours to download one.
And we were grateful.
56K.
Senseless man. So how come I wanted his love life?
Alright, let's follow her. I like how the camera is just like right on his shoulder. This game's nightmare fuel. Yeah, this is right up there with Clockwork Knight in terms of just.
Okay. She was going to bite my head off.
Wait, what?
Clockwork Knight's got some good nightmare fuel.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that is true.
I love how his headlights are on, and she doesn't even realize I'm following. Like he's following her.
Damn it, Ian. These are professional actors.
Oh, let's see here.
They don't get distracted by things like headlights.
Yeah. Let's see. MC Schwartz, Twisted is a good cheesy party game. Yeah, also, Zadnos the People's Party, which is kind of like a spiritual sequel to that, is another great cheesy party game. Hey, Vince19, what's up, dude?
Hey, Vince.
We should get Vince in here.
What is going on here?
Hey, Vince, do you have Skype?
I am so lost here with this game's plot.
We're a psychic detective. That's all. We
Yeah, okay, that part I got. Jesus, what the hell is going on here?
I think she went to a home, I think. See, so where has... I think Hoppa is working or something along those lines. I guess I haven't streamed late enough in the night to run into him. I was on his day stream not too long ago.
Hoppa tweeted about that. Like, he went to... Hold on, let me check his tweet again. Because he said he was going to be away for like 2 weeks. Let me check. Yes, he'll be in Canada for work and he'll be away for 2 weeks. So there you go.
No Skype setup here. Oh, okay. Alright, well, definitely thanks for dropping by, dude. If anyone in the chat hasn't checked out Vince19, if you want to watch really good statistic-based videos about game systems, check out his channel. It's fantastic.
Oh, let me check then. I don't know his channel. Let me check.
Oh, check his stuff out. It's great.
And subscribing.
Oh.
There you go, Vince. I said subscribe to you. Now promote my channel.
Let's hear. Oh shit, guys, do you have Shadows of War? No, I do not have that one.
Oh, you don't have that one. What about
get that piece of crap so you can suffer?
What about that fighting game? That other crappy fighting game by Naughty Dog. The Way of the Warrior.
No, I don't have that one. God, I need to go buy more 3DO games.
Oh, I can totally see your thought process, Ian. Should I buy like the good games or should I buy the crappy FMV games? Crappy FMV games it is.
You and I both know you know the answer to that.
Fine.
Let's see, good gravy. My gold star system had a flathead screw.
What is that bottom right icon?
People actually
supposed
use
to be
flathead
exact?
screw? What?
You can explain what Mr.
Sorry, what was that?
What's that bottom right icon supposed to be?
Puppet.
Oh, okay.
Oh god.
Yeah, Naughty Dog created Way of the Warrior. Let that sink in.
Way of the Warrior is great if you really love White Zombie. Huh. Hey, what's up, Ronald? How you doing, man?
The great Vladimir.
I actually like once saw a video read about the game's development. Like the guys were still in college, and they were making a 3DO game, and because of Trey Hawkins' expert marketing, major studios thought that like the 3DO was the future. So like every small developer making an indie game for a 3DO suddenly was getting like high budgets, which is probably how we got this psychic detective game.
See, I don't know, it was so amazing. Like Trip Hopkins, like the dude was so good at schmoozing with people. He had convinced like everybody that this was the future. And honestly, I love the idea, but I just sit there thinking, I'm like, that's just impossible, because you wanted to make this thing like the VCR in terms of games. So it's kind of nuts that he was like, I'm going to standardize the entire industry and technological advancement be damned.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see, the 3DO sucks. In some respects, yes, it does.
Get the fuck out of this live stream. Nobody bad mounts a 3DO.
Oh, go right ahead. Let's see here. I want to say his name. Main Event Boxing. Talk. Main Event Boxing. Talk. I love it.
That's a cool ass name though. Main Event Boxing Talk.
Ready for the main event.
I just hope you're ready.
Good graphics.
Good graphics.
Good graphics. Graphics. I mean, it's got like, hey, this has got like at least 64 more colors than the Sega CD. I mean, come on.
Oh, and it's got 20% more premiere effects too.
100% more video toaster.
Okay, this game is like
going. Oh, whoops, my bad.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, guys, this isn't PG-13 anymore.
So this is how sex works. Okay. I didn't know that.
Everything I learned about sex, I learned in 3DO.
Yeah, watching plumbers on advertise.
The Sega CD was terrible.
3DO, the premier game console, says Kevin B. Hall. Oh, Kevin Ball, sorry.
Wait, Godzilla says, skip Trick Hawkins. He wanted to call shots on certain chips Sega would go with. Well, actually, it wasn't Trip Hawkins. It was Bernie Stolar and the then CEO of EA who got in this huge argument about where... Because the CEO of EA Games at the time, it wasn't Trip anymore, he really wanted, he's like, I want Sega Sports. I want all the sports titles exclusives for the Dreamcast, and Bernie Stolar was like, go screw yourself. And he's like, well fine, I'm not going to make any games for the Dreamcast. And, oh god, it's got dark. But yeah, so it got really messed up.
I just like how you said the CEO of EA wasn't tripping anymore, and I'm like, oh, I think he was tripping alright.
Nah. Well, I mean, like, you know, EA's still making a lot of money, and Sega's making money, just not as much as they could have been.
Yeah, true. Hey, ya hell.
What's up, man? CDI wouldn't let it. That's the way to go.
The CDI is too good for this game.
Let's see here. Vince 19, audio machines, video machines, and now 3DO machines.
Fine. Myself. Sure as hell.
Oh, please, yeah, hell, you'd love to play this on the CDI, admit it. With actual good video quality. Oh yeah, like we forgot the CDI. The CDI had the best video quality out of that era.
You don't just sweat.
I'm trying to think, are there any games that are on both the 3DO and CDI where we could do like a cross comparison? Because the CDI...
Dragon Slayer, maybe?
I guess we could do that, yeah. Because the CDI was like, had video in mind. Because it was a VCD player too.
Yeah. I think like the idea for the 3DO was always to make like FMV a prime focus for its games.
This guy, like, whenever I look at him, he's like a cross between Martin Short and Jim Carrey. Like, it's just this really weird visual combination.
We're already on this tree?
Oh my god, okay.
Holy shit, we've been playing this for like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, I think it's probably because they just didn't optimize any of it, and like there's like 8 video feeds per disc, so they probably just filled this crap up.
Oh, what's this? 10 minutes of audio, 600 megabytes? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we got 3 discs, bro. We got this.
This are cheap.
What's ironic, like I'm usually like I die by now. Apparently me not doing anything is the way to play this game.
The 3DO, it's so good it plays itself.
Wait, did it just turn off? Oh no.
Oh
no. We lose it? Or is it restarting?
No.
Oh no, we're going back. Okay, we got it.
Mike
this game is 3 discs.
Are you even controlling this game in any fashion? I'm not even sure, Mike.
Not really. Like, every once in a while, like, I can change perspectives of people.
No 8th dimension crap.
I guess I'm going to jail, so I might have lost.
Jan Timmer, a CDI wouldn't have these issues.
Hey, Jan Timmer, how's it going, man? I needed to send you an email asking you questions about the Philips CDI and other things.
I need to learn how to say people's names correctly. I keep saying Kevin B. Hall, Jan Timmer. God damn it!
Isn't it Jan?
I don't know.
Or is it Jan? Well, it's Dutch, so wouldn't it be Jan?
Quiet nerd, says Jan. Is that guy from Parker Lewis Can't Lose? Who? I love that show.
Maybe?
I don't remember him from the show.
Cleaner?
monkey from New Georgia didn't know what hit him.
Man, Parker Lewis was an awesome show, by the way.
I look back at this ride as the single
I don't think I've ever watched that one.
worst experience of being arrested.
Oh, you gotta watch it. The
So I was
first
going to
season.
tell Ian all the Philips CDI SNES secrets, but then I came here to find you playing Trips of Well, crap. I guess I can go hook up my CDI and we'll know all of it. The cop at the
It's your
beginning.
fault, Ian.
Kevin Ball, System Lord. I want to go back to the 90s and get funding where I'm like, I'm going to make it, it's going to be an interactive movie on the 3DO. just people just give me money. It's too late, American.
You got a good accent, Sticks. You can't say B-Hall. Clearly, I'm allowed to mispronounce people's names because of my accent. God, I love having Portuguese privilege.
I'm going to pull my Portuguese card.
Okay, Rex Warden says Gex features the voices of Daniel Gould, but here's the thing: in the UK, it's a different voice actor. They got like a UK voice actor, and the issue is, when I played the game, I had a pirated copy with Daniel Gould, and now I can't import the PAL copies because I just can't listen to the British actor.
See here, Jan Timmer just said, I'm putting on my wooden shoes because I'm Dutch and walking away. Main event boxing. USA sucks. All right.
I like how everything this guy said it like X sucks. Something sucks.
Well, I guess thinking like
USA sucks.
whenever main event talks, you always think of like, are you ready to rumble? That's just where I go.
Clearly,
So, yeah.
that's what he should have said.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Are you ready to 3DO?
Hey, what's up, Ziggy Snoot? How's it going, man?
Hey, Ziggy.
Gould?
Wow,
Like from
Stargate,
Stargate SG-1.
Yeah. You know, I've tried like watching the show again, but that's just like fucking 20 season and 3 spin-offs, and I'm like,
God, yeah,
nah.
there's a lot there now.
She's my
Yeah.
Stargate CDI.
Stargate CDI.
You understand? We gotta hook the CDI up to the Stargate, and it'll calculate all the trajectories for us. It's the only way. It's the only thing with analog technology powerful enough to do it.
You know what that reminds me of? Back when there was like this rumor that the PlayStation 2 was going to command Saddam Hussein's missiles.
Oh God.
That's hilarious.
Well, most of the thing, I'm like, people like you realize a Commodore 64 could fire missiles. I'm like, you don't. I mean, like, it's not like we haven't had like missile guidance systems since like the 50s.
But Ian, the PlayStation 2 is so advanced it could guide Saddam's missiles.
It's got.
For me, Eric.
It's got the emotion engine. It can do it. The Japanese government labeled them as supercomputers. They can only export a limited amount. That's why they're so short in the United States, guys. That's why we can't get them all.
God damn it, I love Sony's marketing. Like you can say anything about Trip Hawkins' marketing, but Sony's marketing is the best.
Oh God, yeah. See, Wrestle Gaming. I can't believe all you're searching for Jan Timmer. He just shows up in your live stream. I know, right? He's just, like I told you, he's a Navy SEAL who just disappears. Just strikes when he wants to. He's an emotional terrorist, is what he is.
Did somebody actually leave a comment telling you how to contact the guy?
No. Let's see. Please don't tell Ian they
World War
the
PS2.
World War PS2.
World War CDI.
Nah, so Mike, the chemical weapons like branch of the army, we don't have our chemical weapon ballistic missiles anymore, so I don't get to play with those anymore. Wah, wah.
I don't get to play with those.
Yep.
Yeah, I went like to Topeka and left the chemical weapon there. It was all in good fun though.
Don't worry about
Kids
it.
died though. Kids died, but all in good fun.
I gotta see what the old lady knows.
Weapon grades, chemical weapons, a lot more than just a couple of kids would have done. See, I'm sure Jan is a fine human being of great character. Oh, I'm sure he is. He just disappears into the night like Batman. Catch you later, Yael.
Except Batman fights crime, and Jan fights wrongful CDI rumors.
There will be 8 pieces.
Wait, was I supposed to do something here?
You must.
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with this game anymore.
See,
I'm
Ziggy
just
Snoot,
enjoying the movie.
Oh, gotcha, yeah. Ziggy Snoot, there was a 3DO game I can't remember the name of, but you're defending a cookie with a spotlight. What?
And shoot bugs to keep them from eating the cookie. Okay, quick question.
Catch you later,
folks.
Vince 19. Thanks for dropping in, man.
Was
If you ever have a
every-
Skype setup, let me know. You can hop on the live stream or whatever.
Was every 3DO developer on drugs?
Probably.
Okay, good.
Well, I mean, like, you went from, like... I can't imagine, like, they could get, like, actual union reps to make these F&B games, so they probably found whoever they could, so...
Let's think about this. Like the 3DO basically had like the 90s version of indie games, right?
I
So
would
I'm
assume
guessing-
so, yeah, I guess. Like, a lot of smaller companies got money to make for the 3DO, so yeah.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's like, okay, we're gonna. I'm guessing indie developers at the time were like potheads or something. The guys who quit at MIT to smoke pot, and this is how we got the 3DO library.
Well, the funny thing, I got a lot of the original Atari library was people who smoked pot and did drugs.
See,
But I guess
there
you
go.
kind of had to be back in the day. Where you're like, man, I'm gonna make a game where a block talks to another block, but that's actually gonna be like a story in there that I'm gonna put in the manual. It's gonna be great. Let's see here. Godzilla says, gonna refinance my house so I can get one of me those newfangled CDIs. That's the right choice to make there, Godzilla.
We can do it ourselves.
No, I say if you're gonna refinance your house, you should get one of those newfangled Sega Saturns. That's where the real quality is. What is this?
even going on?
Is this a porn, Ian?
Maybe. There's a lot of that for the 3DO, apparently. I didn't think this was one, though. Let's see here. Sorry, I missed a message from Say It Does Stuff. Oh, snap. More 3DO. Yeah. I think she just shoplifted.
Ziggy Snooter saying, isn't that Thomas was alone? Like your description of one block talking to another block, and somehow it's a story. It kind of is.
I want my sister.
You see, this block is going to avoid the other block, but if this block touches it, you lose, because that one's a ninja. God, I'm trying to remember what book it was I read about Atari, but, like, Atari, like, used to, like, rent this, like, mountain resort where they'd go out there and just, like, talk about the games they wanted to make. But Atari just ended up buying it so they could just bring a bunch of drugs up there. And I'm like, oh my god.
Sure. Atari was just a cover for selling drugs, I think.
Oh, probably. Let's see here. Rex Warden, trying to disassemble the Gold Star 3D assembly. The power cable won't disc. Oh, yeah, isn't it like the power cable?
You think I'm ready?
Pretty sure it's hardwired into the system, isn't it?
Hello? You think I'm ready?
Like, think about it though. It's like, oh, we've made $100 million this year. How'd you do that? How'd you achieve that, Atari? Video games. Yeah, sure, video game. That's how we did it.
So, you just come up with a theory where Atari actually wasn't making video games, they were just an illegal front for smuggling drugs into the United States.
Wait, there's an actual theory about that?
No, I just came up with that on the fly, actually.
Oh, okay, no, but I'm gonna fly with that theory though. I like that theory. Godzilla is saying, I keep thinking I'm playing Metro 2033 listening to St1ka.
Oh god.
Yes,
oh, wait, now we're back to disc 1 apparently, okay.
How does that work?
I don't even know, man. We're just going with the flow here. I should probably switch games to something good, but I'm just kind of enjoying seeing how. Because usually I die. That's the funny thing. But apparently we're still alive.
You're actually being good at this,
I don't
Ian.
know how.
Here's the secret. You gotta play games where you don't have to put any inputs.
Yeah, just don't do anything, and you can beat the game apparently.
Exactly. In fact, why even stream the 3DO, man? Just stream a VCR.
That's just. I'm gonna go grab my copy of Tech War on VHS. We're gonna watch that show.
But like you could actually stream some like.
Sorry, read Ziggy Snoot's comment.
No,
maybe
but
maybe the real reason they warehoused the 7600 for so long was because it was full of cocaine.
But think about it, Ian. Right this moment, you could be streaming Suburban Commando, starring Hulk Hogan. Think about that, Ian. Think about that. Wouldn't that be a much better use of your time?
God, it would be. I don't know why I'm wasting. Like, just turn my channel into a like every episode is just. I don't even know anymore.
Okay, it feels like I'm on drugs just watching this video.
What about Max?
I feel like I've had like a couple of glasses of wine, and I feel like I'm just hammered trying to pay attention to this. I'm just like, this is absolutely impossible to follow.
This is one game where you don't need wine, Ian. Like the game gets to drink just off of these images. How this game never won Game of the Year award is beyond me.
What are you talking about? 1993. There's people knock people's socks off at E3.
It's got real people.
HN equals Hogan Network. Yes,
It's
rebranding. That's what we're going for. Thunder in Paradise all the time. Only Hulk Hogan-based video games. That means WrestleMania. WrestleMania on the Sega CD, and that's all we're doing from here on out.
No, I got good news. I think Submarine Commando received an Amiga port, so you got 2 games to go with.
Oh my god, we got it. That's all we're doing now.
A room full of sponge cake, every crumb in the
Sorry guys, I'm going to the big time. I can't waste my time live streaming with you anymore. Gotta go do that.
We're gonna stream some Hulk Hogan.
You want Corellia on its knees.
You know what though? You know what? If there were like a YouTube channel that only streamed the Ultimate Warriors rants, I would freaking watch that. Like 24/7, just Ultimate Warrior
I'm
rants.
coming for you, Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. You gotta load the rocket space. You gotta load the rocket fuel to the spaceship, Hulk Hogan.
Oh god. Yeah, Mike, I need to get back into streaming CDI. I need to burn more games for it because I only have I think 8. Let's see here. I think I know how to jump to the end of this crazy game. Call out Beetlejuice 3 times. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Hey guys, did you know we could add effects onto our video editor? No way, let's try them all. Let's do them all.
What game company made this? Hang on, let me look this up really quick.
No.
So this was made by... I mean, they bought a video toaster and they got all their money's worth.
You think I need your help? You think I want your
I
help?
want twisty effects.
This was published by EA?
Now move!
Really?
Yeah. Electronic Arts. Wow.
Jesus. You know, that somehow only gives me even more questions.
That's more questions.
That gives me no answers, just more questions.
I feel like this game came out, when did Phantasmagoria come out? Was that 93?
Let me check. I'll go check.
Because I feel like that game was people were it set this benchmark that people had to try and up, right?
No, Phantasmagoria came 2 years later, 95.
Really?
Yeah. But okay, I'm starting to think this game might actually be weirder than Phantasmagoria 2, though.
Mike Mitchell, dude, I literally could have done this on Video Toaster. I bet this was done on Video Toaster, to be honest.
I think it was a video toaster.
It was an older PC setup that allowed for live video editing with a computer.
Which one?
It was a big deal back in the 90s. I'm not sure what ended up happening with it. I think Mike Mitchell probably has a better idea than I do. Oh god, what are we doing?
Have you ever played Phantasmagoria 2 though? That game is weird as fuck.
I've only ever dabbled with Phantasmagoria, and I watched the Spoonie Experiment review years ago about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But the sequel is it's like the writer was really into bondage or whatever, and so she just threw in as much S&M footage as she could be legally allowed to in the game.
What am I doing?
Okay, what is this? Ooh, we got polygons, Ian. We finally got polygons.
Check out them polygons. You couldn't do that on Nintendo.
This is real 3DO.
You're a little burnt up, aren't you?
What?
As if I needed a hand.
What just happened?
I don't know.
Is that supposed to be a strategy?
I am so confused, Ian.
Give me a hint.
I think apparently I was supposed to learn how to play this game while I was playing the game. Anyone know how to... Little Hellraiser boxes? Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think you need to place your box over some of the other boxes.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put this dude over this dude and see what happens.
Anna, so beautiful, so powerful, so deliciously.
Is that a picture of an iguana there for a second?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh, okay. So apparently that was a mistake. I think I just died. I think I finally lost. We can move on to something else. Oh, apparently I'm in an insane asylum now.
Yep.
Oh,
that's me.
well, this is a good ending then.
Idiot and his new best friend.
Jesus Christ.
There's still a little
People got
part of
paid
me
money to make
really
this.
Smart. That knows what's going
People
on.
got paid money to whack this. Think about
Wasn't
that.
much.
You're an actor, you're paid to whack this.
I would put this on my resume. I was the lead in Psychic Detective.
I want to watch a long play of this game now. Like a proper long play with this ending.
Someone who actually knows how to play the game.
Yeah. Clearly not you, Ian. Clearly not you.
Clearly not me. Let's switch to something else. Let's do. Let's see. We can do some like Wing Commander 3, Space Hulks. Let's do Total Eclipse.
Space Hulk is so good, but it has a learning curve though.
Yeah, that's a hard game.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Space Hulk is like Wolfenstein 3 if Wolfenstein 3 had like team-based combat. If you had if Wolfenstein 3 had the Rainbow Six planning phase.
Wait. Sorry, what did Mike say? Let's see. They went out of business, I think. They got gobbled up by Adobe, came out. Someone hold me, talk me down. So I think this game actually came out on the Saturn, but it had a different name and had less FMV in it. This is called Total Eclipse.
I'm not sure. Let me check. I know the game, but I have no idea what it was ported to.
I think it's on the Saturn and the PS1 and the 3DO, I think.
Total Eclipse, 3DO and PlayStation, apparently. No Saturn.
I swear, hang on, let me...
Unless Wikipedia lied to me.
Yeah, maybe.
It is Wikipedia.
Yeah, we gotta wait for it to load, apparently. So what time is it in Portugal right now?
5 a.m. and I have to go to work. I have to get up to go to work at 7:40 a.m. So I'm gonna sleep for today.
Let's go buy some energy drinks or the Portuguese equivalent. Do you guys have like tiger's blood there? Is that legal?
We have the what now?
Oh, tiger's blood is an energy drink in Iraq that has.
That
has nicotine in it, and it's amazing.
No, I mean we have Monster and Red Bull, but I think that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay. In Japan, they have nicotine-based energy drinks that are awesome.
We don't drink tiger's blood here, okay? We're civilized.
Darn it.
Okay.
Come on.
We also don't make like soup out of turtles, okay? We're civilized. We're civilized civilization.
Isn't that like a Chinese thing?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Check out these polygons. Why are we being attacked by Tron ships?
You make that. I like how the way you made that sound. Check out these polygons.
Check out these polygons.
Check out this polygon.
HistoricNerd file about to head to eBay for some tiger's blood. I don't know if you can legally import that to the States.
Hey, if you had tentacles over your face, your guy's face, you don't have to lip sync.
I've drank sloth tears before. Oh.
Ew.
Are they better if you drink it slowly? So I can only imagine what you are about to witness his face when you asked him if he had Sneak his face in tight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As well. Total Eclipse looked great when it came out.
I did a double take there when you asked me that. I was like, wait, what? How do we get here? How do we reach this conversation about Tiger Blood?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. See, Oswald said Total Eclipse looked great when it came out and made me buy the system. It looked better than anything out at the time. I can believe that. I mean, like in '93 when this came out, this would have been pretty impressive.
Oh, as well. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Well, I mean, like, if you had money to buy a laser active in, like, what, '92, you could have played some of the weird pre-rendered stuff on that system.
No, it's like the game looks good graphically, but the gameplay, from what I understand, it's not great.
So I think this game is more of a rail shooter, kind of like along the lines of like Star Fox a little bit.
It is, and you know what? There's a cool little effect there that it was actually a bug, and they didn't know how to fix it, but they actually liked the effect, so they just left it in. Oh. And when I see it, I'll let you know what it is.
Okay.
Because I follow like a small YouTube channel where it's basically two developers who used to work at 3DO headquarters, so they share a lot of secrets.
That's fun.
Like, for example,
they're just recycling the shot from the beginning by putting a green filter.
Not only that, do you notice how there's always something in front of the characters' faces, like in their mouths?
Wait, what? Amazon sells tiger's blood? Oh my god, we gotta get some of that.
Oh wait. Like, have you noticed on these videos, there's always something in front of the characters' mouths, like a microphone or tentacles or whatever.
That would make it easier to dub in any language, I guess, right?
Exactly. They did that just to avoid having to lip sync. Finally, we're beginning. Let me see if I find
oh
if
god.
I see
So
that.
apparently I can't kill those?
Oh, that looks good. This looks good though.
This looks like, yeah.
The game looks good graphically for its time. Really good.
This would have been a system seller, I think, in the 90s, or in 93.
This was by Crystal Dynamics, right?
Oh, probably. Everything was.
Well, not everything. Okay.
A
you
lot,
see
a
when
lot
you
of stuff
destroy-
for the 3DOs from
Yeah.
Crystal Dynamics.
Very true. Okay, do you see when you destroy those ships? They have like they have like this weird effect when they explode. Oh. When you destroy the yellow
actually
ships.
kill one?
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
Come on. Oh, got it. Okay. Apparently my shield went out with me. Let's see, as well, another very good one was Crash and Burn. I need to get Crash and Burn. Oh man, StarCraft's gonna have a good time later. Like in like 2 to 3 days when those show up to Amazon Prime, he's gonna have a great day. I don't know why, but I think it's gonna be a great day.
You need to get Starfighter for the 3DO.
Oh man, there's a bunch of games I need for 3DO.
Oh yeah, true. I lived on 3DO.
What is this? A power? Oh, that wasn't a power up. Apparently, thought it was.
Oh. Oh, never mind.
Wild Tiger.
Yeah, I'll make delay from. I have like a 5-second delay.
Oh, it's a 5-second delay. Darn it.
No, it's a pretty good delay though. It's almost instant, so that's a good one. My delay is a bit bigger. I have no idea how you got yours. Oh wait, it's because I use Restream. Never mind.
Oh yeah, I do mine on. Oh god, it died. So I do mine with the low latency setting in YouTube, and it seems to be pretty fast.
I do the same, but it's also because I also stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so it adds to the latency.
So I'm reading the chat, sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah, this game isn't very good, but it looks nice for its time. But that's kind of what I like about it. Like graphically, it's pretty impressive for its time.
So like the ground polygons. It's pretty fun in that regard.
And not only that, but the textures are pretty high resolution for its time.
Oh, crap! I hit a wall. Ah.
Okay,
Let's see
so
here. Good God, this game is garbage. I'm not even gonna download the ISO.
Yeah, exactly. I'm literally just here waiting for you to destroy a ship and give me time to talk about the effect, but you suck so bad, Ian.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna get it.
Oh, there you go.
That one?
Did you see when it?
The lines?
Did you see? Yeah, the lines. Yeah, that was a bug, and
Really?
they like the effect so much that they left it in.
Wait, is this a thing? Okay, I just got it. Okay. So I want to go to a cockpit view or something.
I don't think
what?
it's
Check this out. I can barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Oh yeah. No, enemy can't even touch this.
Can't touch this.
No, yeah.
Do a Helion roll or whatever it's called. Yes, it's not called a barrel roll apparently. Wait, would it be easier to hit the enemies if you were like going vertical?
I guess yeah. This wouldn't
like,
technically be. Yeah, this would be a roll where you're just rolling the aircraft as opposed to a barrel roll where you're using your centrifugal force.
Oh, you actually
into the
know
roll.
about that?
Yeah.
Okay, I just saw game theory, so I only know part of it. Oh.
Well, it's like when you put the weight of your aircraft into the roll, and you do kind of a. It's an accentuated roll where your aircraft is kind of doing this like out from the center. But if you're doing just a straight Helion roll where you're just rotating the aircraft in one spot.
Ian, if I ever meet you in real life, I'm just gonna bring like a pen and a notepad because clearly I gotta start writing your stuff down because I get smarter by talking to you.
Just go to a bar with me and I will talk your ear off about random crap.
Sure, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Thank you.
Kevin
Ziggy
Ball.
Snook can say it properly. I can't enunciate. I've had just enough
Aileron
wine.
roll.
Had just enough wine where I can't enunciate the words.
Aileron roll. Okay. Kevin Ball says these polygons look like not other shit.
Let's try this one more time.
No.
I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was
I get
1993. Competition was just 16-bit. Yeah, so I mean, like, this was, at the time, pretty freaking astounding.
This was impressive. Like, this looked really good. But then again, I think all of Crystal Dynamics games looked really good, not just on a 3DO, but even on the PlayStation. Like, they had a knack for making good-looking games. Like, see the FMVs, how you never actually see the character's mouths. Oh, okay, you skip it.
That one sec here.
It's okay.
I'm gonna change ears that my earbud is in. One thing that I really dig about the 3DO is the fact that the controller has an earphone jack right in it.
Oh, right, that is cool.
Yeah, it's kind of sick. Like, the Genesis just had it right there in the front of the system, and you're like, what are you gonna do, sit right in front of it?
Well, to be fair, that jack is really good when you have an RGB SCART cable, well, I mean, because then you can output the audio from there.
What's really weird though is like, why wouldn't they have stereo out on the back of the console? That's the weirder part. But they have it on the front. I don't know, man. It's like, what? Because you're doubling the cost. Like, why?
I don't know. It's weird.
Oh my god, I suck at this game so bad.
Mike Mitchell's asking, did Crystal Dynamics do Gex? And yes, they did. Which was also an impressive game for the 3DO, because the 3DO wasn't very good at 2D games.
See, it was really funny. Like, I sat there and I say that, like, about the sit right in front of the console. But when I was in Japan and I stayed with a bunch of host families, like, all of them had incredibly small, like, TV rooms. And so, like, they were all, like, sitting pretty much on the floor in front of the TV, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense as to why the console cords would be really short and all that stuff.
Yeah, Japanese systems are pretty small, aren't they?
Well, I mean, like, it depends on where you are in the country. I mean, I was at, like, some houses, like, there was this one family I stayed with in Tokyo that had a huge apartment. And they didn't really quite have that, but once I went to...
rich.
They probably were. I mean, they lived in Tokyo and had a car, so yeah.
There you go.
But then the other family I stayed with was out in the country. And they had a giant house, but their TV room was absolutely tiny for some reason.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm sitting there thinking, like, that's got to be like a cultural remnant as far as like how they like to have their living rooms, and like their consoles just kind of reflected that for a while.
Question though, like, did they have actual couches and sofas?
Oh yeah.
And they still sat on the floor?
Some did. It really depended on the house I was in.
Because, like, what's the point of having a couch or a sofa if you're gonna sit on the floor? That's my question.
Well, it was like, it was funny because like my host dad, when I was there, he would read his newspaper at the coffee table on the floor, but then when he like would watch TV, he'd kind of move back to the couch. And it was an interesting kind of combination of things there. I'm like, all right.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
How dare the Japanese not have the same culture as the Portuguese, damn it. How dare they? We were the first country to discover them. How dare they? They still wouldn't be discovered on the world even for us.
I love that the Portuguese, like, you were the first European country to find Japan, and you immediately were like, hey, you guys want to buy guns? That's the first thing you guys did.
No. We were like, hey guys, we have two things to sell you. Guns and religion. And religion. We bring you guns and Jesus Christ.
Gonna bring you these great matchlocks here. How do you feel about that, huh?
And then the Dutch came around. They were like, well, we just got guns. Screw that.
Are the ceilings lower to accommodate the floor ceiling they're sitting? No, actually, I know. Like the houses there were fair sized. Like they didn't really have like low roofing. They honestly, like the hotels I stayed at had lower ceilings than the houses I was in.
Interesting. Mike Mitchell, how dare you be Portuguese and speak with a Russian accent? Kevin Ball, use these guns to meet your lord.
oh god, wait, what? That was an acceleration pad, oh god.
And I think the funny thing is, we literally like met the Japanese and brought guns during the worst period for them because they were like having a civil war.
Oh yeah, they're in the middle of the St1ka, the age of the country rule.
Yeah. So like, hey, you guys are at war? Oh, what a coincidence, we got guns.
Hey, we have these great guns we'd love to sell you. How do you feel about that, huh?
Yeah. Huh? Can you imagine like being like a samurai or like a guy with a sword, and then suddenly like 300 men just pop up with guns shooting at you? That's gotta be terrifying.
See, what I recall about like Japanese rifle tactics was like the way they did it was like the first time they got them, they were like, let's not go ahead and like engage in these skirmishes. Let's just go ahead and build this bamboo wall and just have a bunch of dudes with rifles and just load them and hand them to the guy in the front. So they just like literally went there and then just were just doing these like massive amounts of volley fire just to wipe out the other samurai lords.
That actually sounds like a very good strategy.
Yeah, it worked really well. They were just wiping people out.
Especially if you consider that they had never saw guns before. And they already like, you know what would work really well? A volley of gunfire.
Well, I think the Japanese looked at it. They're like, man, these work really well. You know what would work better? If they fired more? So they're like, how do we do that? And so the Japanese immediately began improving the whole concept.
God damn it, those Japanese. They're always making things smaller and better. Damn it.
That's kind of some of the stuff they've done. They always took it. Like the Japanese historically have taken good ideas and they improved upon them.
Yeah.
Not terrifying if you're Tom Cruise.
Clearly.
If you're Tom Cruise.
He took so many. The Last Samurai. I remember that. The guy would not die. Like he took like 10 or 20 gunshots. He was still alive.
Okay, let's go and play the other 3DO game I'm thinking of. One sec here.
Clearly, I need to find a Japanese person and give him my YouTube channel so he'll make it smaller but better.
Make it smaller and immediately improve your sub count.
Like St1ka, you only need 50 subscribers, but you're gonna get 50,000 views with each video.
God, that'd be a dedicated small fan or group of.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, Oswell, I do not have Road Rash.
Oh, how dare you!
God, how do I get the CD case back in the box? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, those boxes are huge, right?
I know they're huge, but they put all these like structural girders in it, so I can't get the case back in. I'm like, oh god. There we go.
For me, the worst ones are like the Pelt Saturn boxes. Like those are really hard to open. If you watch my streams, you'll see like me putting all my strength into opening one of those boxes and still failing sometimes.
So they're like you're breaking a sweat, just open a CD case. You're like, oh god.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. They're fucking hard to open.
See, this is gonna be another Crystal Dynamics game.
Gex?
Nah,
oh wait, I know. Crash and Burn, right?
Laser assembly removed. Oh, Rex Warden's doing it. He's pulling it off.
Is Rex a Terminator? Laser assembly removed.
He's taking apart his Gold Star and getting it operational right now.
Man, I wish I was still in contact with the guy who modded my consoles. I should totally get Rex Warden to mod my consoles.
You probably could, but you'd probably spend like $40 mailing them to the States.
Oh,
and then what, they would go through your customs and they'd be stuck there for 6 months before you could get it?
God. I still remember what happened with Genovi's donation. Jesus Christ, that was a never-ending saga.
I remember like the copy of Omicron Nomad Soul I put in there too, and you're like, oh, I don't like this game. Like, you bastard. Like, you go to hell. That game's amazing.
I still want to play. You knew I didn't like it. You knew from the very beginning.
I know. You just need to play it and like sit there and be like, how would I feel about this game in 1999?
Yes.
The Earth Defense
game
has been dispatched in
this is a game called
attempt to destroy the Arcturus invasion force before it assembles.
Actually, that's Stellar 7, Draxon's Revenge.
Oh, doesn't this game have like two modes, like a side-scroller mode and then some space levels, I think?
Yeah, it's got some weird stuff in it. Usually it's like a tank floater game. It's like Battlezone, but...
Oh wait, sorry, I was thinking of a different game. Though. My bad. I was thinking... What game was I thinking? Whatever.
Let's see here. St1ka file. My Shonen Jump Famicom box is fucking crushed. Oh no.
Oh, sorry to hear that. But to be fair, it is the Shonen Jump Famicom. It has like 50 games. All of them are shit.
Oh.
No, seriously, all of them are terrible.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It's like all of these video game adaptations of anime games. And they're all terrible. All terrible adaptations, like the Dragon Ball games and the Captain Tsubasa games. All terrible to play.
That Rex Warden's busting out the soldering iron. The Mevid is saying, Stellar 7, I played the crap out of this game. Oh, so, holy crap. So I found this channel called Alien Theory. And this guy, like, he basically goes through and, like, audio novels, a lot of the Alien comic books, like from Dark Horse.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that is the fact that the wine I'm drinking is called Dark Horse. But
really?
Yeah, the Dark Horse Merlot.
Oh, do they have like oh, I can't think of any Dark Horse comics characters now. Damn it.
I think it's Darkhawk one. Let's see here.
Sure. They have the they have the mask. I didn't know that.
What did Stark said? I'll never play it. Overpaid and just wanted to look at Goku. All right, let's go.
I would like to get like the Famicom Mini because it has like oh, what's it called? That beat 'em up. It has River City Ransom.
So this is like a version of Battlezone that has polygons.
Oh, this runs really fast though.
Yeah, it runs well. I mean, like I would say T-Mac is a pretty similar game on the 32X, but it's
yeah, but
like,
T-Mac is
that's
terrible.
like rotational. Oh come on, it's about as good as this.
I mean, T-Mac doesn't look very good though. This looks like it runs at least at 60 frames per second. I think it's really smooth.
Maybe.
No, Godzilla says, I want the Saturn Dragon Ball Z game. No, you don't. Trust me. You do not want that.
You don't want that.
You don't want that.
You did a whole video about it, didn't you?
I did, and I said it wasn't very good. I did 2 videos about it, actually. One about the game, and one about how that game is the sole reason why the Saturn is popular in my country.
Just because of Dragon Ball?
Yeah, because of Dragon Ball. Like, that was a killer rap. Everybody had a Saturn because of Dragon Ball.
So in, 1995, how many people were in Portugal? It was like the country's population like 20 million?
10 million. We never reached... No.
Really,
We never...
Really 10 million?
We're still at 10 million in 2018.
What?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
God, like
We're still at 10.
Jeez, nobody lives there. Holy crap.
We've been stuck at 10 million for like the last 30 years.
You know what's crazy? I live in a state that is geographically probably bigger than Portugal. There's only 1 million people that live here.
Really? That's a desert, man.
Pretty much. I live in like the major. I live in the capital, so like I don't really. It's a pretty big city, but I'm just sitting there like pretty much everybody lives here.
Like, did you have to drive 500 miles every day just to meet your wife?
Actually, no, my wife came to college here as well, so.
Oh, okay.
So no. Gonna shoot down this polygon pterodactyl.
Shoot it.
Get him.
We only like FMV pterodactyls.
That's all we care about.
Yeah, we don't like your kind here.
What is that? What is that spaceship? Oh god, it's a giant robot.
That was the best reaction ever. Oh god, what is that oh god, it's a giant robot. Again.
That's unfair, man. That's not cool.
Mike Mitchell, they can't decide whether they live in Russia or Portugal.
Yeah, I guess Russia probably, like what, 145 million people, geographic square area, absolutely enormous.
So clearly they decided they went to Russia.
Oh, man. Okay, that was a weird polygon I guess blew up.
So I'm just going to assume that every level looks the same, just with a slightly color.
It's going to be, every level's going to... Wait, did I die? What just happened?
Wait, what?
I don't know, I feel like some of these 3DO games, it was like, hey, we got all this 3D power, what do we do? Battlezone, but with polygons.
The Earth is mine.
Why not just Doom, but with polygons?
I think isn't there... Pretty sure there's a port of Doom to the 3DO, I think.
Oh, it's terrible, though. But it's not the 3DO's fault, from what I understand.
I think it's like, what, Burger Bill? Is it that guy?
Who?
Burger Bill was the guy that worked for, like, id Software in the 90s, and there's all these weird stories about him.
Oh, no, it was some woman who made the port. But basically what happened is, they gave her, like, 2 months to port the entire game, and they told her the game was nearly finished. Turns out nothing was done. So, yeah, she was in a pretty thankless situation.
Oh, no.
Although it was her idea to hire, like, some indie band from a nearby cafe to do the soundtrack.
For Doom.
Like, yeah, for Doom. Like, she paid them $50 to play the Doom music, or something like that. No, seriously. And turns out the song was the best part. Oh no, wait, sorry, my bad. Her boss had an indie band, and they did the soundtrack. That's how it went. Hey, thanks, Mike. Mike Mitchell is saying, Sticks is becoming one of my new favorite stream co-hosts. The only issue is it's 5:30 a.m. here, so I don't come to these streams very often.
Yeah, it's got like some of the times like when I would stream till like 5 in the morning are the only ways I would get you.
Yeah.
In the stream.
Yeah, like what time is it over there?
It is for me. It's only 10:22 p.m.
Geez, so we have a 7-hour difference.
Yeah. It's nice.
Okay, so
I don't work tomorrow, so I'm good.
Oh, I gotta go to work though. So that means you're on the west side, right?
No, well, I'm in Mountain Time, which is basically almost West Coast. But yeah.
Okay.
I live in the Western United States, but not the West Coast.
Oh, okay. See, that's all like yeah. I don't know too much about, but okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Isn't Godzilla? Are you in? I think you're in Australia, right?
Oh, Australia is also really complicated. I've been trying to get some Australian guests on my streams.
Future, I'm pretty sure.
In the year 2000. The year 2000.
I miss Conan. I need a cable again to watch him on TBS.
Honestly, I think Conan was funnier when he was on NBC.
Yeah, when he was late night, for sure, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he had a bigger writing staff when he was on NBC.
Oh, probably. I mean, he goes to TBS, so...
Okay, I don't really know the difference between NBC and TBS.
Oh, so TBS is just a cable network, so they're not, like, big.
Okay. Like when he did his current show, I was like watching it, I'm like, you're not quite as funny anymore. Like, the jokes aren't hitting as home as often.
I don't know, the funny thing was the only reason I kept cable, like, I haven't had cable in, like, 5 years. The only reason I kept cable was because of Conan. Like, I was watching him on TBS.
Really?
Yeah. Like, well,
I don't think I know anyone...
as long as I did.
I think, like, if you told me, like, 99% of the Portuguese had cable, I'd believe it.
I don't know, I've been, like, I cut cable, like, 5 years ago, because no point with Netflix and Hulu we have here. You can watch what you want when you want. Okay. Zero point here.
Oh, like, would you believe me if I told you that most people get cable because of Netflix? Because Netflix is on cable here?
That makes no sense.
I know.
It makes literally no sense.
It's an actual channel on cable, Netflix.
Oh, Pixel Game Squad and his... I was there thinking, when he comes out and does that whole, like, on the string dance, yeah, it's...
Oh,
his monologue,
awesome.
Yeah, it's the best stuff.
Yeah, that is awesome. But I'm not even kidding. Like Netflix is an actual channel on cable.
What? How does that even? But they just what? It's like HBO where they just play movies.
Kind of like you go to the Netflix channel, then you select one you want to watch. It's kind of like that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, because
it's like you do it through your cable box.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like your entire country is like a giant hotel. You have to like go to the channel and you pick what you want to watch on the. That's weird.
Kind of, yeah. It's pretty much how that works.
That is so weird.
Yeah, like it's pretty much how it works. And I'm like, I have no idea how I'm going to explain this concept to other people because even I'm not sure how regular Netflix works because I only know my version of Netflix.
So okay,
I could make a video out of this.
What's that 32x? You should. That's actually really funny. I think a lot of people would dig that. What was that 132x game called? It's like Black something. It was also on Super Nintendo. Oh god,
Blackthorn?
Blackthorn, yeah.
Blackthorn.
So I remember I was in a hotel one time and I paid like $10 to play Blackthorn on the the hotel TV.
Really?
Oh, Kevin Ball got it. Rex Warden's even further. Hey, Rewind Mike's back.
Optical locker room, damn.
He's
Mike.
ripping that gold star apart.
Yeah.
I should switch to something else better because this game's real
quick,
bad.
Quick question first. Which version of Blackthorn was it?
I think it was the Super Nintendo version. I think. Black something racist.
But like, you pay $10 to play a Super Nintendo game, but like on stream?
Yeah, well, you would play it and it would unlock your controller, so you could play it in the hotel. And you could play it for like 30 minutes.
You know, you can get an emulator for your phone, right?
Wait, what was that? Oh no, this was back in the 90s.
Oh,
this wasn't
okay,
like
that's
recently.
different.
God no.
Oh, okay, that's different.
But then again, if I went to a hotel that still had that type of a service, I probably would pay for it just for the experience. I mean, that's like you go to the hotel and you put the coins to make the bed vibrate. It's just stuff you do just for the experience.
That exists?
Yeah, dude, there are hotels in the United States where you could go and like you could put coins. It was like, oh, the Massage-O-Matic bed frame, and you're like, yeah.
Holy crap! You live in the 1960s version of the future.
Well, no, okay, so I mean, in the United States, like it's a huge country geographically, right? So I mean, like you can drive through it and you can find really, really gross hotels that still have stuff from like that's just ancient.
Oh.
I mean, like I've done that. Like I when I was deployed to Missouri, I stayed at some really shitty hotels because I wanted to save money.
Oh, I'd love to watch all of that stuff too. I just love to experience it. I've never been to the US. I'd love to see all of that.
Oh, you'd be in for some really bad, like really boring drives though. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I mean, like imagine like so I drove. It took me when I went to my training base in Missouri from Idaho. It was like a 3-day drive because it's like 1,600 miles.
Jesus.
And so like I stayed in this really get a lot of hookers.
Would you believe me? Would you believe? By the hour hotels. Would you believe me if I told you? Wait, is this Rise of the Robots?
Of course.
So, oh no, let's stop playing this shitty game. Let's go play Rise of the Robots instead. Okay, and I see where you're going with this.
I'm like, Idaho? No, Idaho. Indeed. Let's see, is Pixel Game Squad still here?
I was gonna say, would you believe me if I told you that in Portugal, a 4-hour drive is considered a very long drive?
I believe it.
Okay, just putting it out there because you can cross like from north to south in like maybe 6 hours on car. From the most distant points in the country by car, it'll take like 6 hours at most.
So God, I was there was this German exchange student when I was in high school. They're like, yeah, my dad's gonna come out. We're gonna rent an RV and we're gonna drive to the Grand Canyon. And I'm like, you know that's gonna take like 3 days, right? and she was like, what? I'm like, that's like the length of Europe from here. I'm just like, you're gonna have a terrible time.
Jesus.
Let's see, my last job was an 1.5-hour commute. Jeez, do you live in the Central Valley, Methodist? Like California?
No. To be fair, I've had long commutes as well. I've had like an 1.5-hour commute as well, because like city traffic can be pretty bad.
This intro is like, oh, Rewind Mike, you are in for such a surprise when this game starts. It's real bad.
Because like when I say that it takes 6 hours to cross the entire country, I mean like by freeway, like
Salt Lake City. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot Memphis. Yeah, you're in Salt Lake City. I forgot about that. Oh, Rewind Mike, I know. Takes about 10 hours to drive.
Jesus.
Yeah, freaking like so.
This game was blackmail, says Colin.
Oh, I should mail a picture of this intro screen to Jan Timmer, and he'll have to talk.
Jesus Christ, Mike Mitchell is saying, my dad had a 4.5-hour commute one way for 10 years. Jesus, how does that even work?
What does your dad work?
How do you live with a 4.5-hour commute?
I have like, for me, like in the morning, because I get up like fucking before the sun comes up to go to work. I have like a 15-minute commute to work, but like on but I come home at rush hour. I have like a 45-minute commute home, and I'm like, that's too long. I couldn't imagine 4.5 hours every day. I'd lose my mind.
Right?
Oh god, this is a horrible game. Yes, Mad Max, this is absolutely a terrible game, and that's why we're playing it. He worked for Amtrak. Okay, he had a lot of. Ooh, I believe it.
So you're gonna get your ass kicked, aren't you?
Oh, every time. This game, like, I've never managed to beat this game. Ever.
I have never gotten past the third fight. Ever.
I remember I had a guy in my live stream one time who actually worked for a company that did tech support for this game for the Game Gear.
Oh god.
And that was fun.
That can't be, that had to be a really shitty job.
I can't get past the first guy. I'm like, well, have you tried harder? Yeah, I've tried really hard. There's actually no levels past that. There's only one boss.
The entire game.
The
is
game's
just
actually going to glitch out if you beat him, because you're not supposed to be able to do that.
Did you know there's actually games that do that?
I would believe there's arcade games that do that to get more money out of you, but what other games, like, are there any in particular you can think of that have?
Like a bunch of games for 8-bit computers. Like, I think it's the Commodore 64 version of RoboCop. You're not supposed to get... Oh, the Amstrad. Okay, it's the Amstrad version. Method says you're not supposed to get past the level 3, so they made level 3 impossible to beat, or level 2.
Oh, that's so like bullshit.
So like if you hack the game and got through the level, you realize there's no level 3 or no level 4. The game just glitches out.
Oh my god, am I gonna beat him? Am I actually gonna beat him?
Holy shit, you're good at this, Ian.
What? I played the CDI version where I only have a mouse with 2 buttons. And
well, to be fair, you just play a fighting game with a mouse. So,
I think that's given me some extra skill. I think at this game to play this game with a mouse. To actually have a 3-button controller, it gives me a pretty good edge on this guy.
Playing Rise of the Robots with a mouse is the Dark Souls of fighting games.
I love what we're doing right now. Look at this. I've glitched out the computer, and we're just sitting here just kind of hugging it out. Look at this. We're dealing with our robot problems.
Yeah, Mike Gruler did a video on like intentionally broken games. So, but RoboCop is the one I remember. Is the only one I can think at the top of my head. I actually want to see if I can contact Gruler sometime. I want to make a video and see if I can do the same thing I did with Top Hat Gaming, man. Where I'll make a free video for you if you promote my channel.
Yeah, you probably would.
And you know what video I'm gonna make if he agrees?
Which one?
Paradise Cafe. Ever heard of that one? I think I've told you about that one. I'm not sure.
I think we talked about it, but I don't recall the conversation. I was probably drunk.
It's a game developed in Portugal for the ZX Spectrum, and I think it's like the most offensive game ever made. Like the entire point of the game is get money, buy guns, sleep with hookers, and you'll get raped if you don't pay them.
Oh no!
That's the entire game. Rinse and repeat, and you get points for that.
Rex, what? Hello, you.
Hello, you. Hello, lad.
God, you did a great job on that one. Yeah, I bet he probably would pick you up on that if you could do something. That would be a very clickbaity title, like most offensive game in Portugal or Europe or whatever.
Yeah. And it's really obscure gaming history too, so it might interest him.
Yeah, especially what was that one game, like the video you made about the? Hey Casey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Hey Casey.
That's our 11 Bravo friend from the East Coast.
Oh god, I need to go to bed. It's almost 6 a.m.
I thought you had a 6-hour nap before now.
Yeah, but a 5-hour, but still, it's probably best if I get more sleep.
All right, man. If you need to take a nap, man, it's cool. I can.
This game is using 3% of the 3DO's power.
That's only 3. Trip was like, no, you're only allowed 3. But if you need to go, man, you can take off.
Sure. There's actually a similar story about how Doom was ported to the Saturn, and like they wanted you to use the Saturns for full power, and John Carmack was like, nah, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. No, I'm serious. Did you know that?
Well, I've heard about that. Like John Carmack did something where he's like, nah, fuck the Saturn for whatever reason.
Seriously, like they wanted to use like I think they wanted to use like the 3D the 3D processor or something. And it was like, nah, you're gonna do like software rendering like the original game.
I can't believe. God, who made this game was like, this is fine. Like, look at this. Like,
this is fine.
Like the AI, like, look what I'm doing right now. Like, it just.
Yeah.
I can trap it in these motions. Like.
Yeah, this is the issue with a lot of Western fighting games, where the AI is basically it's basically clockwork.
Well, you know what's really even weird about this game? Like when this game came out, I remember it like there was a complete media blitz around this game. Like there wasn't a magazine on the planet. Like PC Gamer had ad times for this game, like ad space for it.
Yeah.
And like it was just everywhere. And this, like, and I finally picked up this game, and I'm like, yeah, cool, Rise of the Robots. I always wanted to try this, and I'm like, this game is the fucking worst thing I've ever touched.
The advertising for this game was amazing, and I think it was all based on the graphics. Like, for example, look at the game right now. Like, the shadows look pretty damn good for a fighting game in '93, I think.
Well, I mean, like, this is like one of those things where, like, oh, look at these pre-rendered graphics. It's like Donkey Kong. And it's just so bad.
See, this is the issue. Like a lot of these fighting games, especially the Western ones, they just use clockwork AI. So like, if you press a certain button input, the game is pre-programmed to act a certain way. So you're not really fighting a character. You're just fighting like clockwork. It's kind of weird.
That actually makes sense based on how the enemy's reacting to what I'm doing right now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Mortal Kombat also suffers from that. Although it's done a little better. This one seems very basic. Like, see, if you press down and punch, the guy is programmed to duck and defend.
Well, and the weird thing, I can't, like, there's no low kick or low punch, so I can't break him out of the block. So there's nothing I can do.
Here's what I don't get.
To disable this.
If you're supposed to be this super powerful robot, how come you're the weakest one of them all?
I mean, am I technically? I mean, like, if I could actually hit him, I would kill him. But because he can duck, I'm defeated immediately.
Yeah, Godzilla, they want to use their own engine, I think, or something along those lines.
Yeah,
but yeah, basically, he screwed over the Doom port for the Saturn.
Yeah, John Carmack was an interesting fellow in terms of, like, he was like, nah, I just want to push this. I don't really want to waste my time with, like, older stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and do stuff where I port games to systems by myself.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. God, what? Oh no! Look at that eyeball.
Oh no! Wait, so you have human tissue? So you're an android?
Well, I guess we're a cyborg.
So you're not a robot? You're a cyborg? I was lied to you. This game is false marketing.
Yeah, this game's garbage.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Also, man, I'm going to bed, bro. I gotta sleep. Gotta go to work tomorrow.
Well, you have a fantastic evening. Thanks for dropping in.
I will. See ya. And see ya, everyone.
That was St1ka. Go ahead and leave your go ahead and comment in the chat really quick. If people haven't subbed to you, they can check you out.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me. Yeah, I only came here for the self-promotion, not for you, man.
Yeah, that's the only reason you came here. That's the only reson you came in. I was surprised. I was like in the chat. I'm like, hey, if anyone wants to drop in, you're like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, no way.
Oh, I can't post links.
You can't pass up pouring yourself out there. You got to do it.
Yeah. So I guess you guys can just click on my profile image or whatever, and it'll take you to my channel.
Like purple wizard you saw pop up there. Fantastic channel. I highly recommend him.
You fucking liar. Well,
I mean, he claims to be Portuguese, but I think he's Russian. I don't know. Whatever you want to say. You know.
See you, comrade.
Catch you later.
Bye.
There.
Bye.
Hey, Rewind Mike, do you have a Skype? Let's see if I can actually beat this, like, robot guy. You hate... Darn it. I was gonna try and invite you into the stream. You should have set up a disc. I really should. I'll have to do that. I'll just set up a HistoricNerd Discord and let you guys hang out in there. My only concern about Discord is I'm not in there. I guess Discord is where it's at now. Discord is a bot network to the Microsoft. Oh man, okay, you already are symptom. All right. Oh, that's a good point. Actually, I should probably check out Discord. I guess my only concern about that is like I just wouldn't be active enough in the Discord community because I tend not to have Discord active. Oh my god, come on, punch him. Well, I'll just hold him here for 4 seconds and try and win. Kevin, so is your internet actually good enough to live chat, Kevin Ball? I remember we were experimenting with this before and you were having all kinds of problems. I just gotta get one hit, and we'll win. I'll just hold him here for 55 seconds. Oh, no. What? Is there, like, move combos I don't know here? This game is just awful. No obligation for Discord, please. So I use a phone. I use an app on my phone. It's easy to use. Talk to people. Plus, oh, and the dank mayonnaise. All right, that's the way to do it. God, it bugs me that this game. God, this game's awful. Why am I still playing this? Wait, can I throw a fireball? Like, let's try some combos. Come on, hold him here for 40 seconds. I can do this. He's trapped in this perpetual lock here. I can just keep spamming the same move. I'm gonna win. We got this. Don't worry. We're good. Fucking cheater. Throw out a random punch even though you're not doing anything before. God, this game. Who made this? Wait, is there no sound come to you guys? Let me check here. Hang on. There should be something going to you guys. The game volume, I have it turned down a bit, so that might be problematic. Yeah, there's just no background music or anything, so... Yeah, the game is really odd. Like, there's, like, no music, and it's just, like, random hit sounds. You might hear some clangs. It's a very aggressive, robot with spiky hands. Let's see if this one fights any different than the other two robots that fight exactly the same. Ow. The earbud in my ear right now is just being ripped apart by this, like, just horrible ripping noise. Yeah, so I'm not drinking anything hard this evening. I'm drinking a Dark Horse Merlot. So I'm doing the wine thing you were saying. You talking shit about the last stream. Drink more? Yeah. Ow! God. Wait, I can actually, like, this guy, he can't duck far enough, so I can actually punch him in the face. So I just come in, 2-punch, jump back. He can't actually do enough damage to kill me. So I can just keep spamming punches and murder him. God, this is like the worst. God, this game had, like, the biggest media blitz in the 90s, too. This game's awful. Drink. So I finished the wine bottle, so yeah. Wine a game to whine about. Drinking wine and sitting to pee sounds like every lieutenant. Oh shit, ain't that the truth. You know the weird thing? Like, I've met some really fucking weird lieutenants, too. That's the weird part. I'm like, how did you get commissioned? See, why are you the way you are? All these bad games. Ah, he got me. Beats pissing in your boots. Hey, sometimes the nipple clamps just don't. Apparently this is working, so I'm just gonna keep jumping and spamming punch. Did it, there we go. Gemini K. Someone has got to play bad ones so the rest of us don't have to. Yeah, over time I meet some Tard LTs, but I've had some really bad kernels. That's scary. Oh yeah. It's kind of crazy if some get that far. Yeah, I'm the blue guy. Yeah. God, I can't believe, like, I just remember, like, this game, like, when I was a kid, like, had PC Gamer ads, like, Nintendo Power ads. This game was everywhere. And I always thought, like, when I was a kid, like, this game's gotta be amazing. These ads are so cool. And I'm playing it now, and I'm just like, this is the worst game I've ever played. But even when someone does play the bad ones, people become more enticed. Oh, it's a humanoid bot. This could be dangerous. See, what's funny is, like, so the weird buzzing noise in this part is much lower than the other time. Data versus lore fight. This game's like 93. So this was right around the same time that Mortal Kombat was hitting the arcades and stuff. So this game's like claim to fame is like the digitized graphics. So it was like Digicom, or wow, sorry, drinking a bit more. So it was like Donkey Kong in terms of like they use pre-rendered CG graphics. This is the worst game. Oh my god. Oh, wait, Rax, is it working now? Did your gold star going around? Yeah, so like right around the same time, Casey. Let's see here. Yeah, yeah, Rax, I'd be curious to know if you got it working. Because I have a Panasonic FC0 that I need to try and do some more work on to get it working. Because I think it had, like, the stripped drive shaft for the CD laser or whatever. I was just spamming the jump kick and I won that fight. This game is so odd. Oh, this was 2 years after Mortal Kombat? Oh, man. So they learned nothing from, like, decent fighting games. Does that include development cycle, or is it just release date? I don't know if people thought... Like, I thought this was a good game when I was younger because this game had a crazy, huge, like, media blitz around it. And it was, like, in everything. Like, my... Because I had a subscription to PC Gaming World at the time. They had copies of that in there. PC Gamer. Like, I think Nintendo Power had ads for this game. Like, it was everywhere. And this game is just the worst. But it was also ported to, like, every platform. Because, like, I know this game came out, like, the Game Gear, CDI, 3DO, Super Nintendo. I don't know if it came to Genesis or not. It might have. But, yeah, just nuts stuff like that. So, yeah, I plugged it in, hooked it up. Okay. God, Rex, or Rewind Mike, I don't even know the story to this game, to be honest. Wait, am I fighting the beginning bot again? So did Beast Wars. So I really wanted the Beast Wars video game when I was a kid, but never found it. Wait, are we fighting the beginning bot again? Are you fucking kidding me? This is the first character. What? We're fighting the first character again? This game has 4 enemies? Let's see, Kevin Ball. An Ace of Base song? Where's my phone? So Kevin Ball, you're gonna laugh. Let's see, Run Mike. I have it for N64. It's bad. Wait, this game came out N64 as well? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Reboot was fantastic. Wait, we're literally fighting the first fucking enemy again. Oh my god, really? Oh Jesus. Oh no. Yeah, I know there is a reboot of Reboot, ironically. Oh my god, I can't believe this is... Really? This is the game? Like, it just fucking starts over? Oh my god. Oh, wow. So we beat the game, but we have to beat it again to get anywhere. No reboot of Reboot. Just watch the old Reboot. Yeah, because I remember I grew up on the original Reboot, and that was a fantastic show. Like, not just because, like, it was, like, cool CG graphics for TV at the time, but it was also kind of a fun show. So we're fighting the 8-bot again. Oh my god, I can't... This game only has 4 enemies. That's it. They must have spent more on marketing than they spent on making this stupid game. Oh god, Megabyte, Hexabyte. Wasn't like when Megabyte mixed with the crazy face virus, it became Gigabyte or some shit like that? Let's see, Memphis. The game should have at least 6. Really, we've only seen 4. What the hell's up with that? Is that difficulty based or what? Oh, Gigabyte was a real form. Okay. God damn it. Apparently my wife is being smothered by the baby right now. That's funny. So this guy, you just spam kicks going down. So maybe really, do I have to beat my way back through the other 4 bosses just to get back to see the new ones, or...? This game's awful. I can't believe this got money to be made. Okay, alright, I'm gonna switch to something else, and this one's pretty crappy. Because, man... Let's see, Memphis. Yeah, he started out as Killerbyte, then spontaneously upgraded to Gigabyte, and then we split into Hex and made it a Megabyte. Okay. Gotcha. Let's open the drive here, take out Rise of the Robots, let's switch to something else. Just play those ones. We got these. So I can show you guys some Space Hulk, which is a really interesting game, but it's kind of a harder game to play anyway. But I'll show it to you anyway. Oh yeah, Kevin Ball, go ahead and DM me, man. I'll try and I'll see if I can get you in here. Convert me to... Nah, man, I hate the Saturn far too much to get that to work. I feel like they spent extra time to make the CG models and this look like kind of dumb. But the game concept overall I think is pretty good.
More than 25 millennia ago, mankind began the first tentative steps to the stars. Equipped both with shockingly primitive technology and a burning desire for exploration and conquest, man slowly, blindly made his way to the nearest systems outside his own. With the discovery of the warp drive came the Great Expansion, as what was once a journey of several centuries became a journey of several days. Warp space was tricky and dangerous stuff.
Okay, let me go ahead and try and add you here on Skype. One sec, Kevin Ball.
Vanished, never to be seen again. With the discovery of the navigator gene, which allowed ships' pilots to make longer, more accurate warp jumps, interstellar travel became much safer, and soon men were exploring all of the nearby stars. Alien contact followed shortly thereafter, and, with grim inevitability, the first alien wars. The pattern was set.
Well, yeah, HistoricNerd, you said you're working your car this weekend, right?
The Gene Stealers are the most enigmatic of races. Fierce warriors, they eschew the use of weapons in combat. Highly intelligent, they build nothing of
There we
their
go.
own,
I'm gonna try and go ahead and
relying
invite
solely
Kevin
on the
Ball.
technology
So
of
Kevin Ball, go ahead and
conquest.
get online.
Possessing an incredibly strong survival drive, they die fearlessly in battle. Vicious,
Hey, that worked.
destructive, they
hello?
choose to conquer
Hey, how's it
by
going?
seduction and
Yes.
infiltration
Hello from the third world.
Third world. Do you have headphones or are you on speakers?
Yeah, I have headphones. I'm gonna just mute the thing here so I don't cause some kind of feedback.
That's probably, yeah, that's what's going on there.
Right.
Wait, is Trinidad technically the third world?
You know what? It should be like the second world, but the government just steals so much of the money. You know, it's just we kind of have never advanced because I mean, you know, like Venezuela, we have oil, so oil is like having oil is like having a cheat code in one of them strategy games. You know, it's free money.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but surprisingly, the internet is actually pretty good. I hear nightmare stories about the US, and this is about I think it's like 10 megabytes down, 1 megabyte up, or 2 megabytes up. You know, which is kind of like a medium connection here, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, like in the States, we've finally broken 100 megs, or 100 megs down, like 10 megs up in a lot of areas. Like right now, I got like 150 down, and then 10 in quotes up anyway. But yeah.
Right, but that's megabytes or megabits?
Megabytes.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, that's really good. 100 megabytes down. Yeah, I know they like to screw you by saying megabits, and it's like, who the hell knows what I mean? I don't know what that means. I want megabytes. You know? Yeah.
I remember the last thing you sent me on Twitter was that guy who was protesting the potholes by having like jacuzzi spas in them. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that guy was and I know what, it was actually on freaking Imagio. You know, shared the video of the guy. You know, like some dudes like roll up to this guy in the middle of the road, and it's like, you know, what's going on here? You know, it's like, yeah, well, you know, he didn't really answer them. He just kind of keep on soaking. Ironically, he wanted to take a bath in his house, right? But all his water was wasting in the road, you know. I mean, that is clean water, you know, that he's soaking in there, despite being in a pothole. Yeah. You know, I mean, like they really do things kind of backwards here. Like they have like all these, like we have, sometimes we don't have water, right? And it have floods in the road, right? Just think of that, right? We have no water, pipe-borne water, but like we surrounded by flood, you know. So you know the government could be like, well, we should probably build some reservoirs to take all this water so that we would have enough for the dry season, you know. Yeah, Trinidad have like a wet and dry season that we're kind of going crazy now because I don't know, El Nino or something, but we're supposed to have a wet and dry, you know. It's just kind of random.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like stuff just be bearing out that season and all kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, I'll admit, unfortunately I don't know nearly enough about Trinidad, like in terms of like.
Let me see. Well, we're pretty close to Venezuela, so like you know,
Yeah,
people
geographically, I know where you guys are, but like I don't know anything like much about your history or origins or anything like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, join the group. Well, we was only recently made independent in like 1962, you know. But these guys here are doing such a bad job. I think we should join back, you know. You know they have like Brexit. We want to Brenta. You know, it's like just take us back. You know,
rejoin the Commonwealth and all that.
Rejoin. You know, yeah, the pound, the Queen, and tea. Well, you know, I think it still have like a lot of British stuff. Like schools have uniforms. You know, and people don't wear shoes inside. I don't know if that's a British thing or I don't know. Maybe it's an Indian thing or something like that, or there's a Trinidadian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but people, you would think that being so close to South America, Sega would be big, but it's not. You know, I've never seen a Master System here. I knew one guy that had one. You know, there's always a kid that has like all the systems. So just one guy brought a Master System game on like a manual, and I was like, what the hell is this? You know, it says Sega, but it's not Genesis, you know. That was like pretty crazy.
Sorry, let me read the chat here really quick. Yeah, Casey, this is a game called Space Hulk. This is kind of like a Warhammer 40k, like their take on FPS strategy, so it's a really odd title in that regard. But yeah, like the funny thing for me, like growing up, I didn't know anyone who had a Master System. Like, it wasn't, in my part of California, it just wasn't a thing. At all.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if it's just me, I don't know. So what, geographically, like they would roll out stuff more in, like, more built-up areas or something like that? Because, like, I know, like, you know, stuff would launch in more metropolitan areas, and they would test it to see how it was going. You know, I don't know if that was why you guys never got it really there. Or Rewind Mike is telling me sorry that we never got them. Yeah, I'm sorry too, you know, but the first game I ever emulated was Phantasy Star 1 because I was so, you know, blown away by Phantasy Star 4. You know, that was in like 2001. In 2001, everybody had internet that was like by the hour. You know, we had to like go on the internet and like write down how much time he was on and trying not to go over.
Oh god, that is awful.
Yeah, it's like savage. Like I was cleaning the other day and I found the bill I was writing on me times and I was just thinking, Jesus, dark times. I was like, I don't want to think. That's like Vietnam, you know.
Oh god.
What? And if you went over, they'd charge you like this enormous fee per minute. It was crazy. But yeah, you could say like the NES was probably, well, a lot of people had Atari before my time. But you know, by the time I had gotten into gaming, it was NES for many years. It was probably like since it launched, probably well into the Super Nintendo, you know. And around like the Genesis kind of had like a short time, but it never really seemed to have the kind of penetration that the NES or the SNES had. You know, it just had a kind of
keep going. Sorry.
a short window.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and then well, after that it was probably like just the PS1 totally take over. They had like modifying shops on every corner, and on the papers that was all they was seeing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
10 games for $100 TT and all this kind of thing. I remember walking into one of those shops and it was like this, you know, the elephant graveyard with all these elephant bones all over the place? It was like that, but for PlayStations. Just the guts of PlayStations just hung up all over the place and on the floor and thing. This modern place that was just modern, thousands of them, it seemed like.
Oh, that's awesome. That's crazy.
Yeah, you know, that is one of the good things about here. There's no laws. So, you know, people don't care if you're selling pirate stuff on the street or anything like that, you know. And most people couldn't really afford to buy a legit game here anyway. Mm-hmm. Especially at the time. Because before the 2000s, pretty much everybody had to, like, get stuff from stores. People didn't really import stuff on their own from Amazon. But then, like, slowly people started to kind of import their own stuff. And, you know, with the skyboxes and this kind of thing. Now people use Aeropost. And basically almost get anything from Amazon. You just have to factor in. If you see a price on Amazon, it's about times 10 to get it here.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, times 10 TT dollars is only about $650 TT to 1 US, but then you have, like, apart from the shipping, you have, like, a bunch of fees and stuff to pay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Rewind Mike. So, Kevin Ball, go ahead and post your stuff in the chat really quick. So, Kevin Ball is a Trinidad-based YouTuber who does animation and things of the like. And, yeah, Casey, I am, in fact, a Cali boy. I grew up there and then moved to Idaho later in life. But, yeah, Kevin Ball does animation stuff and a variety of things. It's pretty interesting. But, yeah, like... That's trippy. So, like, essentially, import costs are still really heavy in Trinidad?
Is a little bit better now because everybody is bringing their own stuff, you know, so the stores kind of feeling the squeeze now, which I think is good. And a lot of people have stores that don't not even brick and mortar. You just meet a guy in a parking lot with in the back of his trunk, you know, and he bringing down games and stuff. Some of them have like mobile stores. It's just you call the guy and he shows up at your house or something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If he so you know, those guys bringing in stuff in containers, so they kind of passing on the savings stores because they bring it down in such bulk. I mean, I'm kind of glad because the stores really have I mean, obviously they're in bed with the government and all this kind of thing, I guess. So they were really increasing the prices like double and triple and all kind of stuff, you know. I mean, you'd see yeah, like a game was like a $600 TT, like $100 US at the time, you know. It was crazy, yeah. And that was just the game. The consoles was probably literally twice the price that it was supposed to be. And one of the things about Trinidad, the prices never used to go down. Like you know, you'd have a PS1 game that might launch at 600, and 5 years later you might see it for like 400 or something if it reached so low, you know. But afterwards, only now you're starting to see like groups on Facebook really selling things at a low price, or at least lower. You know, there was a PSP I think I got for like 50 US, which is good for here, and like a DS probably something around that same price.
Man,
you know,
so like so back in the day, like how was NES and things like that?
Yeah, NES was huge. There was everybody, like, because it had such a long life, I think everybody was able to get one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guys that moved on to the Super Nintendo, they sell the NES and you know, everybody was able to eventually get one, even if it didn't have it at the time. I actually got it probably kind of early, probably 1991, which was probably early for for Trinidad. What did it come out in 89?
NES came out in 86 in North America.
Right, 86, right, yeah. So that seems about right for Trinidad, you know, a little 5 years too late, you know.
Yeah.
So that's about right. But like right now, the problem is computer parts. Like they recently reinstate more fees on computer parts. So we're paying an additional 7%.
Do you
and then on
guys
top
have
of
a
that,
domestic production market that you're trying to be protectionist about, or is it just they're just trying to get more tax money out of it?
right, yeah, they're trying to get more tax money. That is not, it can't be protectionist because obviously that can't be produced here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, you're not gonna make, you know, well, Intel is gonna open up a plant, you know, in Port of Spain, Trinidad. Yeah, I don't think so. It's weird. I would think that Brazil is right there, that we would get all these pirate things, but we don't. Even in NES time, I barely used to see the 101 cartridges. I used to see them, but not as much as you would think.
That's really intriguing. I'm going to switch games here really quick because I suck at this one. How do you guys feel about checking out Wing Commander Supreme here? Because I'm terrible at Space Hulks.
Oh, no, thanks for the subs, guys, and checking out my channel, you know?
Yeah.
Mad Max 2069. Yeah, I only now realize that I can read the chat, you know? This is what a guest is supposed to do, you know? Read the chat.
Yeah, I struggle to play video games, yeah. One thing I showed my wife the animation you did of the Rock being crushed in the crusher.
Oh God,
that was so good.
Man, you know, like the people when I post that stuff, right? Half of the people is be like complaining, "Oh my God, you killed the Rock," you know?
it's a rock.
Yeah, you know. But the funny thing is that like as soon as I drew the eyes on the Rock, I was like, God, what have I done? What the hell have I wrought here? You know, this is madness.
Have you seen the combination of pictures where like it shows the lamp in the apartment, and then then it shows the lamp on the street about to be thrown away, and it's like, you have a problem. You have an emotional connection to an object. This isn't a person. It's a lamp. And it's just stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like as soon as you put eyes on it, I mean, like just seeing the object thrown away is sad, but as soon as you put the eyes on it, that is when you be like, holy shit, what the hell did I do, you know? Yeah, so like I have to like stagger it, you know. There's like a funny one, and then there's like a brutal one, you know. There's always more ideas for the brutal ones though.
Oh yeah, for
right,
sure. Sorry,
you know, it's like...
One sec. Method said, "You think that's bad? I'm a furry." Oh, okay. Oh man.
As Well, I like that he was the one that said it was bad. You know, he didn't know. I didn't say anything. You know, hey, you know, you had to
yeah.
You had to be free. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought this was America. Yeah, I see this all the time. I say, you know, I thought this was America. You know. I said here, right? Like right here, you know, in Trinidad. And I was like, what? I can't do that? I thought it was America, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you think that Trinidad would be about freedom? I think homosexuality is still illegal here. I think technically they can throw you in jail, you know? So,
yeah, I think a lot of countries still have that.
Yeah, it's like incredibly backwards. I mean, yeah, I mean, like they're trying to keep us in ignorance because they put back taxes on computers and stuff, you know. If you're an enthusiast.
Yeah, that they would prevent you guys from importing stuff like that, even though you don't really... I mean, like, yeah, you could theoretically have a domestic production there, but it's like, you don't. So why punish consumers?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's just, they're just trying to get taxes. I mean, they have guys. I had to say, if I find back one of the pictures, I ought to send it to you guys. Guys like Solid Snake on the side of the road trying to catch people speeding, you know. Then army gear, you know, and they like have the camo on thing, you know, with a freaking radar gun trying to get their taxes, you know.
Trying to get everything
I imagine
out of you,
yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, I had titled it Metal Gear Squalid, you know, because it was like this guy just wretched, you know. Like, why you know go up in the hills and lock up some of these criminals, you know, that they have. You know, than try to. Oh yeah, and they had put out. I think the speed limit was like 80 or something like that. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It was something crazy. So like, people commute from the south of the island to the north every day, and there's like, it's impossible basically to reach up in time with at that speed limit. You know, so everybody was taking a chance, and like they catch like a load of people. It's all to just get more tax dollars out of us.
Well, I remember in the United States, there used to be this thing in Oregon where sheriffs were allowed to get a percentage of tickets issued. So we had this like really bad like this was a brief period. I think it was like late 80s, early 90s, especially in like speed traps in Oregon's where like in Oregon where I think one sheriff, he made like $500,000 in 1 year based off of speeding tickets alone. So they changed that law pretty quickly here because people were getting real pissed because he was doing shit like changing the signs from like 25 to 65 to 25 just to intentionally catch people.
Yeah, and like
crap like that.
And even if they fired him, he already has $500,000, you know. So
yeah, so he already won. But yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, look. If people get stopped by speeding, is either the government getting money or the individual police officer getting money, you know, trying to let the guy off for less or whatever, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of Trinidad is like the Wild West still, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like a lot of people. It's weird that you would think that a lot of people would use the PC to avoid the all the taxes and stuff in the games. But I think console is still the most popular thing, especially PS4. I think like since PS1, no other console has really even really come a close second. Because PS1 was way ahead of PS64, and Saturn was. I probably saw like a Saturn twice in this country, you know.
It's got something to do with the way
yeah, PS2 definitely big over the Xbox. Actually, but the Xbox had a little bit of penetration because you could have mod that too, you know, and there was a few people getting into that. GameCube was pretty only the Nintendo fans basically had a GameCube, I would say, at the time.
That was kind of the case in the States too, honestly. Like, see, I remember when, like, because I was a Dreamcast kid, Dreamcast died because of PS2 won that fight, and then it went to, like, a lot of people were excited about the GameCube, but people like me were like, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the Xbox, because, you know, like, American console, whatever. So I went with that one. But then, like, the GameCube, it was like, people had it, but it wasn't quite as big as what it could have been. Wait, Casey, a Tambourine? Are you a Ranger dude? But, oh, Alistair Dante, welcome back to the stream, man. Yeah, you're a little late, unfortunately. But yeah, it's kind of funny, because, yeah, GameCube wasn't that big here either. I didn't know too many people that had GameCubes, aside from some people who were, like, die-hard, like, Godzilla fans who got it for, like, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. And then Micro Millennium. This is Super Wing Commander.
It's interesting that is the game that made them get that console. I wouldn't think of that as a must-own game. Godzilla. Alright, I would think, you know, people would have get for the Zeldas and the Marios and this sort of stuff. Yeah, everyone, Mike, 4 controller ports. But you know what? I love the original Xbox. I get it years after it came out just for Panzer Dragoon Auto. And I ended up playing, I played and loved Panzer Dragoon Auto, but they have like a lot of stuff that was still exclusive to this for a long time. Stranger's Wrath. They had the best versions of Burnout. What else they had? They had Ninja Gaiden Black. That was a surprise hit for me. And they had Otogi. It was like a weird Sega game that I didn't really hear about.
So, I mean, like you were saying, PS1 was pretty big because of the modding scene. Like, so how was the Saturn there?
Yeah, barely anybody had it, and I don't think anybody really used to mod that. They probably had like a few people, but and it's weird, you know, because like the 2D fighters was like huge in the arcades, and you would think that these people would want the best version, but then you would have had to get the expansion pack and all this sort of things. So maybe the importers at the time probably just thought it was just too much trouble, you know. And I mean, the market, even though people was buying it, the whole market for video games was probably still small. So people it just wasn't worth it to them, you know. They'd rather sell this thing to the masses. It was like ubiquitous almost, having PS1s. I never had one at the time, but it was huge, yeah. And the Dreamcast barely made a splash too, I think, because people were still playing. I mean, I remember the PS1 was lasting long into the Dreamcast life, because they had like a lot of cross-platform games on that. Remember Soul Reaver, all the Tomb Raider games was on Dreamcast and PS1. And you know, because everybody had it modded at that time, people would just play the backlogs, I think. So people would just play the PS1 until the PS2 came out. They didn't really get into the Dreamcast. And yeah.
God, it was so, like, the crazy thing for me, like, yeah, so the GameCube came out, after, so it went Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube, Xbox, in terms of release schedule. Like, Dreamcast came out first, it was, like, the first one to the block. And I was one of those guys, like, I was a Sega fanboy, but I didn't, like, I skipped the Saturn because I didn't care for it. There was really nothing there that really attracted me. And I could, God, like, the funny thing, I've been working with St1ka, and, like, we had this whole script, like, he's been working on for the Saturn, and I can't work on it because I could sit there and just hate on it the entire time. Yeah, GameCube was, like, 2001 or 2002. I can't quite remember the exact date, but it's just so intriguing, because to me, like, the Dreamcast is one of those great, like, potential systems where, like, originally they had all these stuff worked out, and then Microsoft got into the game, but Sega was already out of the game before that because they pretty much emptied their coffers on the Saturn, which was like $500 million grave that system had dug for them. Just stuff like that.
And apart from that, there was the I think probably they spent a lot of money developing the games for the Dreamcast. Like, I mean, Shenmue alone was like allegedly $40 million or whatever.
Yeah, something like I read something that, like, stated like they actually spent like $100 million developing it, but I'm like, that can't be right. But it was a really expensive game to make for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, it's weird, you know. It's like that. I haven't gotten into Star Trek yet, you know, but it's possible to do everything right and still lose, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, because the crazy thing was, like, the Dreamcast was like their grand apology in terms of everything they had done to, like, with the Saturn, like, lack of development kits, lack of, like, developer support, and
right. I think if they had more money in the bank and they could have weathered the storm, things could have been very different, you know. But I mean, money is the answer to everything, you know. I can say that, you know. Like,
oh yeah, especially in terms of, like, what the Dreamcast meant to do. You know, like, I was reading an interesting article where it was talking about how the original versions of Halo were intended for the Dreamcast, and some other stuff was intended for the Dreamcast.
Man, I could almost see that, because I remember the old kind of third-person tech demos that I had. But I feel like they dropped that kind of faster. I think they realized the writing was on the wall, because I mean, look, even Half-Life 1 was finished, right?
Oh yeah, that game was done and almost produced for it. It was one of those things where, like, how do you describe it in terms of the Dreamcast had done everything right, and unfortunately, because consumers were so interested in what the PlayStation 2 had to offer, they were waiting to like, basically release games, like, a bunch of weird crap like that, where companies just weren't willing to take the risk to bother porting stuff financially to the Dreamcast. Let's see here.
Yeah,
let me read the chat here really quick.
Right.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was a Sega dork too when the PlayStation, then 3D or 360 came out, changed me to Xbox. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, PC Master Race all the way, but I kind of really enjoy playing retro stuff for sure. Vectrex Master Race.
Yeah, you know, Alistair says, you know, Dreamcast had more potential and was shown definitely. Mad Max, he had a Saturn but ended up selling it because he needed the cash, you know. No, you see, he had to be in dire straits. You see, he didn't sell it, you know, randomly, you know. I remember make a good point, you know, another joystick on the controller could have helped Dreamcast. Yeah, God, for Christ's sake. You know, and then the biggest insult was that you have the D-pad and the joystick on the same side, you know?
Oh, God, yeah, I mean, like, if they had bothered to put the freaking, like, a second analog stick on it or move that, it would have been just absolutely perfect.
Yeah, you know, I get a feeling like they almost wanted to rip off the 64 by having, you know, the joystick in the middle and have the pad on the side, but then but I think they had made a masterpiece with at least I hear people call it that the Saturn 3D pad. I hear people like love that one. It had I don't know if this is true, but I hear rumors that they used that pad to develop Mario 64 before they had the final controller for the 64.
I had not heard that, but I would buy it. Yeah, because I was reading, what was it, like, Service Games, the Rise and Fall, and Sega actually has a huge argument about how Sega's strategy wasn't that they weren't targeting the PlayStation or PS2 when developing the Dreamcast. They had picked the N64 as their primary rival based on design and, like, game choice design. And so, like, a lot of the stuff they'd done with the Dreamcast was specifically targeted at upping the N64, as opposed to being oriented towards, like, where gaming could go. So there's, like, some interesting concepts there as to where Sega, despite the fact they were being innovative and creative with their design, with the VMUs and the Dreamcast controller, was still looking at the N64 as their primary enemy, despite the fact they could have looked further and been like, where is gaming gonna go? I mean, like the PlayStation, even the PS1 at that point had already integrated dual analog stick controllers.
Right, that's so weird. Yeah, come and think of that, you know. And Rex pointed out twin stick FPS was an Alien Resurrection. So if you have that on PS1, you know, you had to have something superior for the Dreamcast. You know? Yeah, that's so weird, yeah, and yeah, Dead or Alive 2. Nice, yeah, that was they really push everything there with that. You know?
Squadron dismissed.
Sorry, I'm reading back on the chat here to see where we can catch up. Let's see here. Let's see, Vectrex Master Race. Wish I had time to go back and play old stuff. Yeah, for sure. It's getting harder and harder to get into retro gaming now, especially in the United States, with how many people are getting into it. Let's see, Dead or Alive 2 was proof on how powerful the Dream... Oh, yeah. The crazy thing is, like, the Dreamcast, like, despite the fact that PlayStation had the quote-unquote emotion... Oh, wait, did we lose... We might have lost Kevin Ball on the Skype there. Yeah, we lost him. Yeah, Kevin Ball. Let's see if we can get him back. We get you back?
Yes.
We lost you. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, somebody probably like driving down like pool or something like that.
somebody picked up the phone.
Damn it, man!
Kicked off the internet. Yeah, let's see here.
Alright, LePew says he's heading out there. See you next stream.
Oh wait, who's out?
Mephitos.
Oh, Mephitos? Oh, I'll catch you later, man. Thanks for dropping in, dude. Wow, this has been going... I was trying to catch up on the chat here.
What? Starkfall says he had to rebuy his PS2 and 64 3 times.
What?
Jesus. He says he lend them out to people and they on stealing them, man.
Oh, damn.
Jesus Christ. You had to get better friends and girlfriends and stuff. You know, crazy. Yeah, like I had borrowed from friends. Yeah, well, like my issue with consoles was what, guy? Probably had the NES from like 91 or so to probably 98 or something like that. I think, but somebody actually, broke in here and stole it.
Oh damn!
So it wasn't. Yeah, it's crazy. But then after that, I had a Genesis, and I had that. Yeah, I had that well into probably 2001.
Yeah. For me, it was an NES followed by a Genesis, followed by an N64, then Dreamcast.
Okay. So, which one of those you thought was the biggest jump?
For me, like Genesis, honestly, was like the biggest deal for me. Because then, one of my favorite games on Genesis was the Virtual Racing, which had the SVP cart and all that. So it was like crazy 3D graphics, and that was ultimately the biggest deal for me.
I actually rented that game, and I was like, oh god, is this even gonna work on this Genesis? Maybe it needs that 32X thing. It's huge. Friggin'.
See, what's kind of funny is yeah. What's crazy for me, 32X, I didn't even know that was a thing when I was a kid. I had Virtual Racing, and I'm like, I remember playing that game and being like, how can gaming go any further than this?
When I saw that, I was like, I thought, well, maybe they're gonna put this in more games on it. It's gonna have a longer life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I saw stuff like I didn't really have a big. I thought that 2D was 2D and anything could go on a 2D system. So when I saw Metal Slug and thing continuing to come out for 2D games in the arcade, I thought well, maybe these are the games that are gonna keep on coming out for these 2D consoles,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that didn't really happen, But when I saw that, I thought, well, they're just gonna put these chips in it, and they wouldn't need a new thing, They're whatever devilry they did to get this thing to work, they'll just continue to do that.
Yeah, for sure. So apparently I died. Didn't realize that. That was bad.
Oh man, yeah, you managing so much things mentally. I can barely talk to you and read this chat. It's like crazy. I'm not even looking at the video that's going on here.
No, I was sitting there. I was kind of shocked. My shield went down because crazy fast. Sorry, and then KZ Ryback said, "Never let someone borrow your rifle." Yeah, I remember so growing up in California, I went on vacation and came back, and someone had broken into my house and stolen all my handguns. So that was cool.
Oh, holy shit!
So I'm like, nice. Thankfully, they didn't.
What was the police report like for that one?
What was that?
I said, what was the police report like for that one?
In California, it was kind of fun. So, I had, so they had broken in and stolen the handguns, and they were like, oh, yeah, so you reported these weapons stolen, but if these weapons are ever reported in a crime, we will legally persecute you. I'm like, oh, cool. So that was kind of what happened there. Thankfully, they didn't break into my gun safe, because I had that bolted to my wall.
Jesus.
But yeah,
I like...
Cali. Yeah, California sucks in that regard. I moved to Idaho and I've been really happy ever since.
Alright. Let me see what do I know about California? I know some people saying, why doesn't that place sink into the goddamn sea like it should,
Yeah, I don't know. I think it has to do with if you have liberal and conservative views. I honestly think it's just California is its own special place. It's more liberal in some regards, but has its own particular values to it. But also, they have their own really dumb... How would you describe it? Their own really interesting dumb gun laws, which really don't influence anything. It just irritate the gun lobby there. Let's see here. Michael said, "Where I live in Idaho, Boise for..." Oh, yeah, I live in Meridian, so the subdivision or the suburb of Boise. That's where I live. But California's really interesting in that regard. It depends on where you live. The part of California where I grew up is a place called Eureka, which is a really poor part of the state. So the economy there has completely collapsed in a lot of regards. So people don't really have jobs there. So so if they know you have something of value, they're gonna take it.
Jesus. Yeah, in my mind, California is all movie stars.
Oh yeah, Yeah, I can see that. Like, but then again, like if you look at California, so if like my part of California, to get to where the movie star lives, it's like a 7-hour drive at 70 miles an hour. So it's a long way away. It's a pretty big state.
You killer bees have the
Okay, yeah. I mean, like, you know, you drive, just like St1ka was saying, you know. Didn't St1ka say a 4-hour drive is like the
entire country of Portugal? Yeah. The entire country of Portugal.
So compare that to Trinidad, which have a population of, let me see, have we crossed 2 million?
Maverick, you're leading Alpha.
Well, yeah, California I think is close to 30 million or something along those lines.
Right, yeah. So your city probably had more than our 1.3 million people.
Well, the part of California I live in was kind of a poorer part of it, so it was only like a city of like 50,000 people or so. But let's see here. I knew a few
I like
people...
what Rex said, though. Yeah, say what you will about the Saturn, but at least its polygon vertices stayed in place instead of wobbling all over the place. You know? That is true. That is true, you know.
I can see that.
There's the way that there's some kind of rounding off thing that happens in the PlayStation, and when textures get close to the screen, they start a warp. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
like the PlayStation, if you get too close to it, it can kind of wrap around and look kind of gross.
Yeah, it's some kind of rounding error or some kind of thing like that. For some reason, you know, like that is why it was so hard to program for the Saturn. It was like, you guys had to program until you get it right? You don't want this wobbling shit happening to give people epilepsy or whatever, you know?
See, the funny thing was, like, when you look at the Saturn, though, it just represents... Okay, my dog is crying at me. Okay, come on, up. There you go. I jump in her office chair. But, like, the Saturn, though, it's one of those things where to me, the Saturn represents Sega's arrogance in terms of, we can build this crazy system that was originally meant for 2D stuff, and we'll just basically punch a bunch of 3D chips in there in a complete reactionary way. And we're just going to go ahead and just send this console out and be like, you know what, you're going to program for this console because we're Sega, and that's what you're going to do. And I mean, and a lot of like developers were like, this is absolutely stupid, why would we do this? And then Sega did other stuff, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to send you this Pico dev kit, Sega CD dev kit, and 32X dev kit at the same time. So you get to pick which ones you want to work on. And people were like, well, we don't want to work on any of these. We want to work on the system that's going to be, you know, profitable for us as a game company. And so the Saturn just represents this complete split of resources where Sega, had they paid attention to where gaming was going or bothered to do any market research or even look at like what was successful for them in the past. I mean, like for me, I'm a firm advocate for the 32X in terms of it was one of those things where like it was a good idea because it let Sega utilize its strengths. That had to do with Sega's existing established library of titles. Like everything they had made for the Genesis would have been compatible with the 32X and the Nemo had they released it that way. Where with the Saturn, they decided, no, this is going to be a completely standalone system. We're going to go the route of what Nintendo did with the SNES and make ourselves completely vulnerable to other companies that can kind of like make fun of us for abandoning our entire line of game lines. Sorry, I finished this entire bottle of wine and had a couple more beers, so I'm kind of like deep into this now. But yeah.
You know, I don't know if I think I heard this somewhere else before. You know, people said that like the PS3 was like the Saturn 2 because of that same kind of arrogance. You know, this bizarre thing, and and it also had the similarity that if you could program for it, you would get things to happen that you couldn't get anywhere else. You know, I mean, especially if it was talking about 2D. You know, you could get arcade perfect. Street Fighter ports and all this sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I would say that probably Capcom 2D ports was the best third-party use of that hardware, and probably SNK too. Especially with the
yeah, for sure. Like in terms of like what companies could utilize that software the best were the ones who had done like custom arcade hardware where they knew how to do multiple processor programming. So they knew how to kind of jump into the Saturn and or PS3, where like they knew these kind of really weird architectures that they knew how to exploit. But let's see here. Let me cut for the chat here. Let's see here. Do you think they were only concerned with the Japanese market, considering Nintendo? Well, here's the thing. So like the N64 did worse in the Japanese market than what the Saturn and the PS1, right?
Was that the Saturn did better than the PS1 and 64 in Japan?
Well, no. Like so in Japan, like the PS1 is like hands down the winner of that generation. But
Right.
I think the Saturn actually did better than the N64.
Right.
In Japan, but I can't.
Yeah. But probably just because of all the exclusive RPGs and all the stuff that people didn't want to translate over here. So yeah, I mean like, where else are Japanese RPGs gonna sell more but Japan?
Yeah.
I hear that. I hear Panzer Dragoon isn't even really that rare.
Oh yeah, yeah, just drunk enough to enunciate my speech wrong. But yeah, in terms of like Saturn titles, it seems like most of the stuff there in Japan is pretty cheap and available, just based on how popular it was there. Where I think like what was it? Like 9 million Saturns were sold worldwide. 6 million of them were probably in Japan. And then, like, 3 of them, or 2.5-ish, were sold in the United States, and the rest were probably Europe. So it had a definite advantage of being more readily available there, so a lot of the games were released there as well.
Right, yeah, you ever looked into the Saga? Panzer Dragoon Saga?
Sorry, what was that?
I say, did you ever look into Panzer Dragoon Saga?
Not too much in terms of like what was available for it. I had Panzer Dragoon for the PC back when that was released for it. Let's see. Right. Willie Coldcut says Wikipedia in Japan N64 outsold the Saturn by 540,000. Really? Okay.
Damn, I can't believe that.
But it was still pretty close though. That. Still really close.
All right.
But I mean, like the PS1 just absolutely destroyed those consoles. And to me, it's kind of a funny thing, like, if you look at, like, in terms of hubris, where both companies were so egocentrical in terms of, like, oh, we've been in this industry, we've been in this game for a while, and we know exactly what they're doing.
Rewind might make a good point here, though. Who sold more software? That's a good point. I would say that the Saturn had to have sold more software.
In Japan, probably. No way. But then again, the benefit of what Nintendo had, though, was pretty much every major IP for Nintendo, though, was first party. So they had the advantage of pretty much all that money going directly back into the coffers of Nintendo, where Sega had to rely on potentially outside sources.
Right, there's that too. And then plus, I imagine that, like, so just imagine, Japan alone was probably, like, propping up the rest of the world where it wasn't doing nearly as good. You know, just the sales of software from Japan, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, the crazy thing, like, where in the Genesis era, it was the United States that was completely propping up the sales of Sega. Like, the Genesis was selling like gangbusters here, but it was the third-rate console in Japan. But, like, the one time Sega is successful in Japan, they're, like, absolutely, like, just over-eager about it. And the Saturn, of course, like, that was the big deal. Like, the Saturn launched, and they're like, oh, we're doing so well. But in reality, the Saturn was actually just sitting on retail shelves with systems not really moving. But, like, so Sega was all about retaining and taking over. Oh, God, hitting asteroids here, just wrecking my face. I suck at this game, too.
But these sprite-based things really fooling me, though. It's like, oh, wow, it's like it coming right at me, you know?
Well, I was sitting there, I was looking at the rock, and I'm like, that one's gonna miss me. I'm like, nope, it's coming right at me.
And that one really convinced me, too, you know? It was like, really got a good dimensional effect there, you know? Like, I always like how to do this kind of 2.5D thing to make up that world. We can't draw polygon. We could draw this one thing in polygons. Everything else is gonna have to be a sprite, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go. I just love
that. They were learning. Hey, let's go ahead and play a crazy, weird 3DO golf game, because this is one of the last titles I have for the system. So let's go ahead and keep going here with this.
Oh yeah, and Gaber 820 says working design game for Saturn were amazing, you know. I hear that they all were, you know, and they actually made use of the video card, I think, for the Luna games to give it better video.
Oh yeah, the MPEG cart, yeah, that was available for the Saturn for sure. Let's see here. So Casey said Sega was never third rate. Yeah, I mean, like, in terms of Sega was always like an amazing game producer, but I mean, like, the Genesis in Japan was a third in line, and they were losing to the PC Engine, which wasn't even really a 16-bit console. So they were... And I think a lot of that falls to marketing and just how badly the Japanese branch of Sega was getting their ass kicked in their own domestic market. Yeah, because the interesting thing, like, if you look at the period in time with Sega when they were releasing the 32X and Saturn, there was this really intriguing time when, like, so the Saturn and 32X dev kits were showing up at game developers at the exact same time. So ultimately, like, it's one of those things where it not only sends a really odd message to game developers, but game developers having limited resources on their own, they're going to be like, why would we want to develop for this when we have this new system? Or why would we wait to develop for this new system when we know it's coming out? So it's just really a really interesting thing, and Sega really bought into their own ego of how big they thought they were. I mean, like, they had only pulled ahead of Nintendo by like 5%, and they were already thinking they ruled the world. It was just crazy shit like that. Yeah, this is a weird golf game, Michael.
Just moving that, you know, I would have to say though, I almost wouldn't be able to blame them because, like, just imagine moving that needle, man, 100% to 50.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, it's a crazy thing. Like, you look at the fact that Sega, when they started their console war in the beginning, like, they launched the SG-1000 in Japan, and they're like, oh, cool, and they made money on it, and they're like, oh, cool, all right, we can keep this thing going. And then Nintendo launches the Famicom like 3 years later or 2 years later, and just fucking destroys everything in terms of, like, they just dominate the Japanese market and just completely close off any distribution networks for game developers. And Sega's like, you know what, we can do this too, and they launched the Master System, which I think had a different name in Japan, but they launched it there, and it just met all this staunch resistance. And then they tried to launch it in the States, and it's a crazy story because they, like, partner with HistoricNerd and all that stuff here, and HistoricNerd just completely, SG-1000, thank you. And HistoricNerd just completely shits the bed in terms of, like, the deals they made with retailers. They got absolutely the worst retail space. Commercials that made no sense in terms of what they were selling. And just...
Oh god,
520 yards.
Yeah.
And that bullshit graph paper box that they have.
Oh yeah, and completely, like, and the weird thing, like, the Master System game boxes, yeah, like you were saying, like, are the weirdest fucking, like, none of it even represents what's going on. Like, it's just a random grid and then a picture. So, like, they went with the whole Atari thing, but even more cartoony. So you didn't even know what type of a product you were getting with the game you were buying. So, like, HistoricNerd completely shit the bed in terms of, like, what they were selling. So just crazy stuff like that.
Did HistoricNerd make that decision to put that graph paper bullshit on the front?
I think that was more of a HistoricNerd thing, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like Ryan Mike say, I think Ryan Mike says he loves those boxes.
Yeah, I've heard that. A lot of people, they either love him or you hate him. See, I didn't have the same nostalgic connection to the Master System because it wasn't readily available anywhere where I was growing up.
Yeah, man. I'm looking on Google here for some box art. Holy shit! One of these box arts has a picture of the car on it.
See, what's even weirder, like, you look at, I was looking at the box art for Columns, like Columns 3, and it's just, literally, it's like some column stuff, and it's a picture of a dude sitting on, like, a bunch of columns. It's so weird. Yeah, Casey, I only got, like, 2 games left for the 3DO, and Golf is just one of them, because this one's got really weird, pre-established 3D graphics.
Oh, is this related to that one that GameStop had? Where the guy was like coming on to him?
Maybe, I don't know. Wine and golf. I am just too white to help it.
I think there's actually a few golf courses here, but like in the fancy part of the island, the north. You see, like the people in the north, right? There's like a lighthouse, and they use that as a landmark, and they say, they think that anything south of the lighthouse is like, in the movies when they hear the jungle and they hear like that one bird that they always have, and like a monkey. They think that the south of the island is just that, it's crazy. Yeah, but it's almost like a totally different country on that side,
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah, just like you said, it's like you live in like just a few hours away from where they make all these movies, but they're robbing people of their guns, in your part,
Yeah.
Just imagine you robbing people of guns, What the hell? So like the only thing you could do with a stolen gun is to rob other people with those guns, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't sell it, right? Yeah. So I still don't understand how you could be charged for a crime involving guns that was stolen from you.
It was a lot of crap. It was one of those things where like, yeah, because you were negligent. I'm like, they were in an armored case that was anchored to the safe with a chain. It wasn't like I was being negligent in terms of like how they could get to them.
Yeah, just imagine, oh yeah, you're leaving the gun on the porch, next to your rocking chair.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. No, it was more like they kicked in the back door to my house and then came in and like literally sawed open an armored case. And I'm like, did none of my neighbors hear this? I'm like, how? How did they not hear this?
I mean, like, and it's crazy too because like they had to know. They had to know that. Well, they came prepared, obviously.
Oh yeah. So somebody had to show up with a bunch of gear. How did they know? The crazy thing is probably somebody I knew. That's the creepy part about it.
Yeah, and there's no way to know. What are you gonna do? You ask him, hey, did you tell these people to come and rob me?
Yeah, pretty much. One of those things like somebody told somebody or whatever. So I'm like, that's cool. So they had to show up, bring the right gear, and then break into my house. So I'm like, cool.
Jesus. All right, let me see. I'm pretty sure they're playing on the alien home plan for Half-Life. Those floating islands, exactly. As Zen.
So that's why Black Mesa did the dimensional portal to expand their golf course resorts. Let's see here. Let me catch up in the chat here. Oh, A Squared Games, how's it going, man? So I'm about to upload a new video. Oh shit, you're gonna actually upload a new freaking Left on Laserdisc? Let me know when it's done. If I'll definitely watch that, man. Let's see. Next up, how to paint your nails. Is that a game on 3DO? I'd play that. That'd be. Let's see. Wish someone would break into my house. Oh damn. Wait, is Scar 17 the 308 model or the 306 model or the 556? Hey, what's up, John? How's it going, man? Oh,
no,
308?
I was gonna
okay.
sub to A Squared, but I'm already subbed.
What was that?
I said I was gonna sub to A Squared, but I already subbed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, A Squared, like, I've been, I've been buddies with A Squared for a while. And he's been kind of inactive a bit, but he's, like, been slowly working up to doing more stuff. But he has some, like, great film review series that were fantastic. I probably overshot this a lot.
One of the things that I thought was interesting was, how the Laserdisc had, like, versions of shows that people like more than subsequent releases. Because, like, the Star Wars, people like those versions because they're unaltered and they have like the best audio or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, like, thinking of something being high quality and yet so old, is interesting. It's like, yeah, this is analog audio on this thing. It's so crazy to think about.
Oh yeah, like the crazy thing, I remember the funny thing was I found a Laserdisc player and I picked it up because I thought it was fun. And then I grabbed Stargate for it. And I'm like, alright, like, grabbed my wife. I'm like, hey, let's go and watch Stargate on freaking Laserdisc. And she was like, oh, okay, whatever. And we were watching it, and we're like, wow, the like, wow, the audio quality is actually really good, and it's actually really well balanced. We're like, in comparison to some of like the DVDs out there where you can't hear people talk and the action's too loud, the Laserdisc had a great level to it. So we're like, huh, weird.
Yeah, I was watching another channel on like how they did some of this stuff, you know, and like I was reading stuff like where they would actually go through scenes and like, well, there's a lot of motion in this scene, so we could use like a lower bit rate to give like a blurry. It would look blurry, but the screen is blurry anyway, you know, just to fit that much more onto stuff. You know, it was like it's just so crazy. So because it's analog, right? It would actually have more information than any CD, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop playing golf because I suck at this game too. Ugh, God.
I like Rex saying here. You know, he's talking about two AR-15s, a VC 2008 Mossberg 590A1, M911A1, CZ75, and a P64.
Ah.
All right. He's so he is like moderately armed for America, you know.
Oh yeah.
Lower moderately, you know. Yeah, we can't even get like anything here. But like the criminals also get guns though, you know, like you trade like a roll of toilet paper for AK-47 from Venezuela or something like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like is that near, you know, people doing that kind of stuff. But you can't really get a gun here unless you're like a business owner and it's like a whole bunch of bullshit you had to do is like, you know, within 3 years and all this kind of shit. It's madness. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody have yeah, for some reason people say cutlasses here, they pronounce that cutlash. You know? I don't know why, but yeah, everybody have cutlash here.
So is it a wait, like the sword?
Yeah, like the sword.
Oh, okay. So like
you
so
know,
how do they pronounce, like, is it blunderbuss or blunderbust?
I'm not sure. We don't really have that word here. What is that? That is like the old time gun.
Oh, yeah, a blunderbuss is like it's like basically like a flintlock. The flintlock weapon or a flintlock gun that has a large bore that you just shove a bunch of shit into,
right.
and then you just fire it. It was just basically like a equivalent of a shotgun.
It is the year 2150.
Look, one of my friends, Crystal Dennis Music is in here, you know, because I tell she to come on to the stream, you know, despite not knowing anything about it, you know.
Yeah. Rex Warden blunderbuss. I was just curious if like Cronadad said blunderbust, because I've heard some people call it that, like unintentionally. So this is what is this one? Star Control. Crystal Dennis Music. Always glad to stream on. But yeah, so essentially, gun ownership in Trinidad is limited to like business owners and what, people who have property. Oh, we lost Kevin Ball again. Well, yeah, let me go ahead and catch up on the chat in the meantime here. Oh, we got him back. Lost you again.
Yeah, that is just the good old internet. I remember like years ago, this guy, well, like I was on the computer or something like that, and I just hear this loud noise outside, and like the electricity, internet, phone all went, right? Because this drunk guy driving to this freaking pole on the corner here, right?
Oh no.
And like we didn't have these things for like weeks, you know? And the worst part is, I don't think anything happened to the guy. He just like walked off. You know, it's like he could have at least had the courtesy to die for taking away my internet.
Just,
you know?
at least rob me of my one thing.
Yeah, God, man. I couldn't even go on the internet to complain about it, you know? Son of a bitch guy.
Oh man, that's the worst.
Yeah, it was like around Christmas and thing too, you know. So like all the utilities was taking me on even less than usual.
God, like the.
So,
I think the worst I ever had to experience in California was because of the earthquakes. We'd have a bad earthquake and we'd lose power for like 2 or 3 days, and it was like the worst we'd get. So we never had any.
Shit, but but you had power and water.
Okay, but you just lost internet. Oh god, that sucks.
Okay.
Like I can't even like I would be so pissed if I lost internet because I mean like I don't have cable or anything like that anymore. So it would just be the most boring existence possible without internet.
Jesus. Yeah, it's like, you know.
Oh yeah,
God,
I couldn't even upload content or stream or anything. It would be just absolutely the worst. I'd have no reason. I'd have no reason to drink. It'd be just awful.
Yeah, you know, and then like, you're alone with the thoughts and you know the existential dread, you know, started setting, you know, without the internet. You know?
Yeah, Casey gets it. He's like porn exclamation point.
I like that. That is all he says, you know. He doesn't have to say. It's just like a plaintive, you know, cry. Just that word, you know.
just my heart's broken without these things. No hashtag no fap. Oh god.
Yeah, Colin Swinburne. Just bang 2 rocks together to get internet eventually. Yeah, you know that.
Oh god, like what the professor from Gilligan's Island, where you can strap coconuts together and you somehow get a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, that is you know, that I don't know if that guy is like smart or dumb for being on that island for so long, making all this crazy shit. You know, can't make a nail to put together some of these pine trees or whatever the hell they have, coconut trees, you know.
Yeah, it seems like really like you have other shit, but you couldn't build a single radio.
Colin's saying he's a scientist, not a carpenter. You know, yeah, that is true. But the reason nobody else could be carpenters was that, you know, I guess they didn't have nails or whatever to nail back the hole in their boat. You know, he's supposed to be the guy on that.
It's like the dude could build a nuclear reactor, but couldn't patch a fucking 2 foot hole in a boat.
You know what? I think he wanted them there. The whole thing was his sick experiment. It was like Fallout or some shit. You know?
Yeah. Casey says, if the world ends, I'll save my car, and my 5 terabytes of porn. Damn. You're gonna be a very happy man in the apocalypse.
Yeah, but he's just gonna have like the... What if he just has the hard drive, the 5 terabytes? He doesn't have to play it on it.
The hard drive. He'll have a really good bargaining chip for trade, that's for sure.
You know, but he's just carrying it around, you know, and he's using it to barter somehow, you know. Hey, if you ever find someone to play this is it, you know.
Be like that scene in the Book of Eli where it's like he's trading the wet wipes, and it's like I guess he just slams the hard drive on the counter and he's like 5 terabytes of porn stuff you haven't seen, and the guy's like sold whatever you want, the entire building.
Attention unidentified space vessel. I am Starbase
Commander
Planet Earth. Our hyperwave broadcast is extremely weak. Situation critical.
Oh, man.
Energy cores exhausted. Scanners and deep radar are non-functional. We cannot identify
will be the future post-apocalyptic currency for sure.
Are you the scheduled resupply ship?
Whoever has a laser printer
the resupply
and
vessel?
will rule the town. This is who runs Barter Town. This printer's. So, I forgot, like, the crazy thing about this game, like, fully dubbed audio for freaking this game.
I don't know who you are or why you're here, but right now, the only thing I'm worried about is saving the lives of 1,900 men and women aboard this starbase. And right
like
now,
Crystal, and I'll give you 3 pawns for that soda.
The transmitter longer. We need the power for heat and air. So if you don't have any radioactives on board your vessel, please get some and bring them back.
I'll be right
here
back. Hang on
before
one
it's
sec,
too
guys.
late.
All right, I'll just make sure nobody bad talks him in chat, you know. Yeah, just three physical pawns, you know, just. Yeah, so what's everybody doing in chat? You know, anybody else drinking? No, this is a drinking mandatory chat, right? If you're not drunk, you had to get out. It's 4 p.m. Let me see where it is. What time it is by me? It's 2:01 a.m. by me. Yeah, Casey knows what's up. I'll just drink a ton of water. Well, it's not what we're talking about drinking. You know, smoking cigs, pull cider. I'm not heavily. Yeah, yes, I like that. Rex knows, you know, not to drink because he has all his guns in the house, you know. 2 a.m. my rewind mic too. My cat makes her a poor drinking partner. Yes, porn runs Baratown. Oh yes, it definitely does count, Michael. Indian, well, yeah, Trinidad is like, I don't know, I think it's like 30%, 30-something% Indian. Patois, there's a few people, but none around me. I used to, just after 2,300, God, I can't minus 12. What am I, like Stephen Hawking over here? All right, like 11, I guess. I used to have a dog that would steal my rum.
So I remember when I went to Jamaica one time, I was on a random beach and this guy like walked out of the wood line and was like, "Hey, I want to sell you something." I'm like, "What do you got?" And he tried to sell me this bottle that was the scrapings off the side of a rum, like, distillery container. And so it was like this just crazy high level of like just alcohol, and I'm like, what? But that was my experience of trying to buy like Caribbean alcohol from a guy directly. Oh, and we lost Kevin Ball again. What you buying? Bottle of wine so you and your husband can get drunk. Oh man. Oh, Micah Scott, 2:08 a.m. All right. Not quite sure what I missed. I was trying to catch up, but not sure what story Kevin Ball was telling you guys. Let's see. This game, you know, I really enjoy this game, but it's not necessarily one of those games you can do on a live stream to be entertaining. Let's go ahead and switch out to something else. No point for you. Good day. Like that episode of... Let's go ahead and let's stream the first opening sequence of Zadnos the People's Party, because I just love this game and how ridiculous it is. So you guys might enjoy the opening of this. It's a communist, capitalist game show type thing. Oh, John... That's all I could really hope he could do. If he encourages you guys to drink, I think we've done our job this evening. If you're not drinking on a Thursday night, you're not living right. I'm sure Casey probably has like PT or something in like an hour. I think he's on the East Coast, if I remember correctly. Friday afternoon. Hey, Colin, so are you in Australia, or where are you at? Or are you in,
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, don't remind me. Oh, sorry, man. Drink. Hey, Kevin Ball, welcome back.
Did it drop, or...?
Yeah, I lost you, yeah. Oh, so
Okay.
Casey's got a fun run, alright.
A fun run?
Oh,
what kind of weird... oxymoronic thing is that?
It's an army phrase. you get up really early in the morning to sneak up on PT, and then you like run for a while, and then you feel horrible.
Jesus Christ!
That's what
I can't read on what PT on my PS4.
Oh,
Man.
Oh my, how magical! Is this supposed to? No, this is like a How would you describe this? Communist game show type thing. I need to grab a second controller, 1 sec, so that way I can actually show you guys the game, because it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah, see, because of the feedback, people, I can actually hear the game. You don't have to mute the audio. You know, or else, I think the feedback will kill us all or something.
So this game is called Zadnos: The People's Party. It's kind of like a spiritual successor to the game Crank. So it's like a really odd, like, 3DO party game.
Okay, I like the idea that these people were so optimistic, you know. Look, people are gonna come over to your house and have parties playing 3DO.
I think like like in the 90s, if you could afford to spend $700 on a console, you may or may not have had friends.
Yeah, you know, yeah, that guy would have had friends. Yeah, you know what? Good point. You know?
He would have been so cool. I mean, like that guy, like people would be like, oh man, they go over there and like you have a 40-inch CRT TV, and everyone just thinks he's the coolest guy.
Ludmilla, how do you feel?
I'm loose.
So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to play this game by myself to get this to work.
A tough competitor.
Okay, so it's not there's no AI in this game. It's only a party game.
Well, I mean, like, so, like, 2 of the players can be AI, but you have to have a minimum of 1 friend to make this game work.
Win today, Ludmilla, and you'll be on.
Oh man, imagine putting that in the box. Imagine somebody buying this game and it was their only game.
They're like, I want to get the 3DO and Zadnos: The People's Party, and they're like, ooh, this guy's gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, they wouldn't even tell him anything, you know, because they just wanted to friggin' get rid of it, you know. Just take it.
God, I remember. So, a long time ago when I worked in a video store, I had these like really religious people come in and they bought them. They rented the movie. So, you ever hear the movie Pirates?
The stop motion one?
No, so Pirates was the most expensive pornographic film ever made. Like, they spent, like, I think it was like $30 million getting that movie made. And, like, there was a cut-down R-rated movie that so they took the X-rated movie and cut it down to an R-rated movie. And these people would come into this video store and rent it, because they're like, oh, it's this great adventure on the high seas with pirates seeking booty. And I sat there and I let these religious families rent this movie because it looked like this really just cheesy pirate movie, and I just was laughing my ass off. Just letting them rent the movie.
But wait, they edited that movie down to R?
Yeah, they managed to push out an R-rated variant of that movie that went to like Hollywood Video, Blockbuster, all of them. It was just the funniest shit. And I just remember, like, a week later, just all these people coming in and just being, like, so upset that they rented the movie. And I'm like, you really? I'm like, really? You didn't read the back and think to yourself, oh, maybe something's off about this film? But yeah.
I didn't know they could do that. I didn't know they could edit stuff down, you know, like, well, that must have been a long movie, because, like, think about it. If the movie had to be like an hour and a half, it'd be considered a movie.
Well, I'm trying to remember, I think, like, Pirates was one of those movies where, like, when you bought it, if you actually bought the porno, it was like, I think it was like a 2+ hour movie, and it came on like 2 HD DVDs if you bought it around then, but they cut it down to where it fit on like 1 DVD, so they cut out like all the sex scenes, apparently. Yeah.
Right, Ray?
Not this time, Bob.
But yeah, I guess remember that being just like one of the funniest times.
Welcome for the former chief of the Bizarnian secret police.
Yeah, here they had VHS clubs for like a long time, and even into DVDs, because they were like really expensive here. So they would like rip the DVD onto the VHS, you know. So you'd have DVD menus and stuff on your VHS tape, you know, and it would be kind of. You see, like how St1ka was saying, you know, he has Netflix on a channel, like a cable channel. It was kind of like that, but in reverse, you know. But of course, you couldn't control the DVD menu, you know, with your VHS remote, you know. But it was just crazy to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such an intriguing
time,
like the way that stuff like was integrated and things like that.
Select your contestant using the arrow key.
Oh, Wiley says he has to head out there. Alright, Wiley, I'll see you later.
I'll catch you later, Wiley. Cold Cuts. Thanks for dropping in, man. So I have to play with both of these just to show you guys the game.
Oh, Michael says they were selling Laserdisc porn movies. Well, I'm surprised that. I mean, like, can you imagine, right? Trying to covertly walk around with this big Laserdisc, and it's like.
Just you walk out of that like section of the video store, and you're like, yeah, totally. Not renting anything. It's just this gigantic, just Laserdisc of porn.
Confused? Me too. Well, let's play anyway.
You know, like. I wonder if they had like, you know, the courtesy to like put it in like a blank case or something like that, you know, because it's like this big friggin', it's like a freaking poster, you know, it's like, and they're walking around with that. Oh, that would be the perfect thing to have one of them, what do you call it? Big long trench coats, you know, that the flashers have.
Oh yes, so nobody, you see, hide your shame. So, so this is like that Dreamcast game with Corey Feldman. So, like, the Dreamcast game with Corey Feldman was, what was that called? Oh, I have that game. Oh my god, what is it called? That's a really crappy FMV game on the Sega CD. But yeah, it's kind of like that, but this is more of a, like, game show. Double Switch. Thank you, Casey. Double Switch, fool.
Sonic 2 was a good game to have for solitude. If he was gonna, Starker is saying that Sonic 2 was his only Genesis game for a while. I think it was probably mine too. I had played the first time I really played a Genesis, I had played by my friend Sonic 1 and Batman. I didn't like Batman the game, but the music was crazy. The music was incredible.
I'm trying to remember like the last time I played that one. I think if I had it was Batman Returns or another one.
I played the first one. The first one, you know, after the first Tim Burton movie. You know, they actually try to kind of follow the movie too.
So what's kind of crazy about this game, so like both of you can actually fight when you're playing to pick the minigame you want to do.
Use the arrow keys and the A button.
So this is called like Yankee Stooge Cinema, where you're like your objective is to put together
different members, each one having the same number of protons,
the video, and it's like this like
number of neutrons.
Propaganda film. It's kind of crazy.
The total of an atom's protons and neutrons is its atomic weight. Thus, in natural uranium,
that Colin is asking me, is it Genesis or Mega Drive where I'm from? Oh yeah, and in Trinidad is Genesis, Sega Genesis, as God intended. Right?
I remember I got in like this really odd argument. Like I was just kind of playing around, but this like British guy got really pissed that I was calling it a Genesis.
Oh shit!
It just got absolutely livid that I was calling it a Genesis. And then I'm like, all right, whatever, man. So I posted a pic of like the number of Genesis sold versus number of Mega Drive, and there were still like 20 million more Genesis sold over Mega Drive. And the guy was still like pissed at me about it. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, but yeah. I'm like, ultimately, if you want to argue about semantics, there are more Genesis in existence than there are Mega Drives, so okay. But
press A to stop the gears.
But yeah, it's a really odd argument.
That was some guy on like Twitter or something, or was that
like some dude in my comment section or something like that.
Oh shit, oh man, it's still tough at gaming, man.
Oh yeah, that guy. So I do enjoy him. I find him really intriguing.
You know, you know what? A lot of people don't quite like him, but I like him too. You know, I like the I don't know. I just like the over-the-top personality. I mean, I know he's just talking shit. You know, I think some Americans don't like him because he always America bashing, but that's part of the act. You know, I think so. Crystal is saying, I do miss my SNES. Yes. You know,
Oh, Gabber's back. What's up, dude?
The game is propaganda.
Yeah, I love the I'm trying to
questions using the A, B, or C
I think I had the game that I had like the biggest connection with at the time was probably Chrono Trigger. That was probably one of the first games I played that had like a really good story, and I mean, like you know, I had like a nest for years before I had like anything else, you know. So just the idea of saving a game was like a big deal to me, you know. It's like, wow, you know how to beat it in one sitting? Get the hell out of here.
Sorry, I'm distracted by the questions here. Who was once chairman of the San Francisco Housing Committee? Oh, God.
What kind of madness is
this? Charles Manson? No? Who is Jim Jones? Who would know that? What French philosopher was castrated by the family of women he deflowered?
Oh, we should know this.
I don't know this one.
Last guy.
This gangster was portrayed. Oh, this is Oh God, who is this? No, that's Dillinger. You see who that is? That's like the FBI like target poster. But I didn't know the film he was in. Damn it.
Yeah, the question is depressing for still here. You know, it's like, oh God. What are they asking, you know? Like, these aren't even fun questions, you know?
Well, this game has some really interesting, like, has a huge bank of questions. And, like, a lot of the stuff, like, some of it's, like, the mid-90s. So you get, like, really random, like, mid-90s X-Men questions in this game sometimes. And you're like, what the fuck?
You know? Host looks like Tim Allen's illegitimate brother. But,
oh. I always feel like the host of this show looks kind of close to what Trip Hopkins looks like, a little bit, but not quite.
I think this host had to do more coke to get to the day in this show.
Yeah, more cocaine.
Yeah, this guy just doing a jig for no reason. What the hell?
This game is just so ridiculous in terms of like, I just love it for how odd it is. Like, I did, like, a full game review of this one time. Like, I think it was, like, 3 years ago at this point, but I had, like, way too much fun making that.
Use the arrow keys and the A button to unscramble your movie.
Plexiglass completes the enclosure. Plexiglass
Crystal has a music channel where she sings some video game covers. You know, she has a great cover of St1ka. You know, the song in the game with the longest ladder ever. I think the ladder was literally the length of the song. I mean, imagine the song was like 5 minutes. Snake is climbing a ladder for 5 minutes while this James Bond song plays in the background. It's like a ladder to Everest. It was crazy.
Yeah, I found a copy of Snake Eater for like $3 at the thrift store, and I've been meaning to play that game. Because I always kind of want to play that one.
Ryan Mike says it's a good moment, you know, it makes you reflect on the events. It's heavy. I was surprised, and I was like, wow, this is like I can't remember if you could see down. I remember I was thinking, you know, this is like a huge draw distance for this freaking ladder, you know, like it's like a 1,000-foot ladder. You know, but I think that is a good game. But one thing I don't like is that, like, I don't know if, like, I think people on that team was telling Kojima, hey, you know, you have a right stick on this freaking thing. You can move the camera, and he was like, I'm aware of it. All right, you're not using it.
Don't tell me how to make games. I know what I'm doing.
You know,
just you stay out of this.
I swear to God, there's like a guy right there that Snake could literally see in real life if he was on the ground, and you can't see him. The guy is more in stealth than you, right? And he's standing up right there, you know? But you just can't freaking see him because he can't move the camera. But it had like a great boss fight, rewind. The end. Oh, that was brilliant. That was, yeah, I think you could actually starve the guy to death, right? By playing and saving the game and coming back like a week later, right? So like, I guess the PlayStation clock would go by a week and the end would be dead. He would starve to death or something like that. Yeah, you see Colin Selma here. You know.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to play this game against myself, and some of those things were like there's a matching matching phase in this game where like you have to match like items, but it makes no fucking sense as to what items are more valuable than others. It's like match these based on color, item and number. It's just so odd.
Ludmilla, press the A button.
But yeah, this game's so weird. And this part's really odd. It's like you have to capture these points, right? And it lets you like retain money value. So like you have like a timer of amount you earn time that you can use to capture these points with. But if you use all your time capturing points, someone can screw you over. So it's always a good strategy to save your time. So it's really interesting. So you want to like get to the center and save your time. So if someone tries to screw you out of your money, you can come back and capture it back. It's such an odd game mechanic.
Well, now there's also too. I'm looking at this weird pre-render thing here. Just imagine, you know, they had to like record all of this shit, right?
Oh yeah, they had to sit there and render it and then record the person from different angles and shit. Like they went all out in getting that to work.
Take your turn.
You know, like how sometimes, what's the word? Like because it's pre-render, they do things that they can't do in real time with pre-rendered graphics, right? But the way that they're doing this is almost as much work, or probably harder in some ways. You know, just imagine because look, this is.
Yeah, it's certainly one of those things where like they had to sit there and plan out the shots ahead of time in order to make these like functional and work. Because they had to figure out exactly, like, as you can see, the character's rotating around the circle, so they had to sit there and figure out how to rotate the camera in relation to what they're doing. And I think we probably just lost Kevin Ball. Yeah. the right woman leaves after you give her the cab fares on the dresser. Wait, you come back? We lose you, or you still there?
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay, I thought we lost you there for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You never know. It could be the internet. It could be a freaking hurricane. You know, it's just Trinidad. Anything up.
So geographically, how big is Trinidad? Are you guys like 200, 100 and something miles across, or how big are you?
Let me see. It's a good thing on the internet. Yeah, it makes it look like I know about the country. You know.
Just bring up Wikipedia.
Let's see, it says we have about 5,100 square kilometers.
Okay, all right.
Let's see, that is just 1,800 square miles, you know. But we use we use kilometers here, you know. So when people say when people give them their temperatures in like Fahrenheit, I'm like, God, what kind of bizarro temperature is this? I don't know. What?
Like, what
200?
What the fuck is a Fahrenheit? I don't understand.
Jesus Christ. You know, just imagine the guy coming up with Fahrenheit, right? Oh, what temperature water should boil up? 212. 200. You know?
What temperature should water freeze at? 34. Just.
God, what kind of lunatic is that?
It's your turn to play.
Man is deranged.
Some British person, because it is the imperial system. And everyone else jumped over to the metric.
Let's see, Fahrenheit. Let's see who the dude was.
Danish? Zero, you fool, German.
Look at this. Dutch, German, Polish. This guy is part German and he did something like that. It's supposed to be like, you know, exacting, you know. Oh, 34. Jesus Christ. Yeah, look, see, Colin knows what's up, you know. Yeah, Casey on a tiny island.
Oh, okay, Colin knows what's up, okay.
Well, he's like part German. He seems to have like multiple citizenship here on Wikipedia. A Dutch, German, Polish.
Oh,
Think of it freaking. That is why he couldn't make up what country he was from. He couldn't make up a good system, right? That is why.
Ludmilla, you're up.
More than the just between boiling and freezing is better. You know, that is actually a good point because like you want like a lot of delineation between them, and maybe you know, maybe having just 100 is not enough. But for Christ's sake, man, don't put 0 as 34. For Christ's sake, just think of that. Think of the lunacy of the mind that would come up with that. You know?
Yeah. Oh, is your dog in the background?
Ivana.
Oh,
Let's play.
No,
You
she's
wanna
sitting.
take some?
My dog's sitting in the office chair behind me, and she likes to randomly talk to me every now and then.
Press the A button.
Well, that was good. Yes.
I hate this part of the game because like you have to run out of the time, so it's kind of really like if you have people to play with, you can kind of make the game a lot more strategic at this point. But right now, because even the AI characters are being controlled by human players, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Or quote-unquote AI characters, anyway.
Kropotkin, you're one step closer to your
Ah,
fantasy.
yes. It's not really AI. It's like not artificial stupidity. You know, like they can't be too smart.
Oh yeah.
I was reading about that. You can't make the characters in games too smart, because then the game is just not fun, you know? And it makes sense, right? If the guy is just so smart and tactical, you obviously can't kill them.
Thank you. I'm trying to remember what game it was I played where like the AI was just ridiculously overpowered because it just knew where you were at all times. Like it wasn't like that the AI was better than you, it just knew things you didn't.
Ah.
Like, but then again, there were always funny things like Street Fighter, for example, where the AI wasn't better at fighting than you, it just could take more hits because it had more life.
Right, I guess. I mean, like, well, Rewind Mike is asking what was the best AI you faced in a game. One of the few games where people didn't used to run forward to their doom was, I think Half-Life 1 had that. Because I remember the guys just never used to come. You had to go to them.
Yeah, I remember. God, I remember when like Half-Life 1 came out. There was a whole article in PC Gamer about how smart the commandos were in that game. Like they used like squad tactics to take you out, and all that stuff. They were talking about selling that game.
Press A.
Yeah, and Rewind Mike is also pointing out here. Those guys were also good, but I feel like Half-Life was probably just a little bit less aggressive. I feel like you could kind of tempt people in fear, but fear was good too. They would overturn tables and stuff to create cover and stuff. You know, that was one of the first games I saw that kind of thing.
So
you know, Unreal Tournament.
Half-Life contestant, you've got 10 seconds to maneuver. Frustrating towards the end when you ran into like the female commandos. And like it wasn't like they were better, they just were really fast. That was like the only serious change between them and the ones before.
I remember, yeah, they were like totally covered in black, and they were like just. It was playing it on PC.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I cannot imagine beating those people with a Dreamcast controller.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love the Dreamcast, I will admit the controller, like come on, man, you guys definitely could have just put a little bit, like an extra analog stick, and this thing would have been fucking perfect.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think of the same thing with the 3DS. You know, the original version of the 3DS had like this ridiculous.
Sorry, my dog's talking to me, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, it had this Circle Pad Pro or some kind of shit like that, and it would put it onto the regular 3DS, and it'd give you an extra stick and extra buttons. I mean, just think of how insane that is. And there were just a few games that would take advantage of it, you know?
Yeah. I was listening to my dog. She just talking to me. Sorry.
That's alright.
Oh, this game.
She just making sure, you know, you're still alive to feed cheap. So.
Oh yeah, just to make sure.
The new order was really good. Oh shit! Yeah, that game.
Yeah, Casey, that's pretty much most of what I play aside from retro stuff. God, I really need to start Discord for people. It's like a community thing.
Oh yeah, I think you guys had started one, but I don't think it was too active.
Well, I know Actually, you know, I think Wrestlers with Gaming might have started one or something like that, but
Okay,
I know for
right,
sure
right.
I haven't. But yeah.
I messaged you on it once, I think, but you know that one wasn't. I can't remember which one was that though.
So I know we had started a Reddit. You know. Oh, okay, dog. What, dog? What? What? I'm playing 3DO. This is really important. No, you're gonna be quiet because I'm talking to you. Okay. All right. She's good.
HistoricNerd, you're an instant winner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's just talking.
Ludmilla, come on down.
Okay, even I have my own Discord. Well, okay, you too?
Ludmilla.
You gonna be trashed too then? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but if I stream tomorrow night, I'll have a Discord set up. Really? I'm gonna kick you out of this office. I swear to God. Okay, go lay down. What are you doing?
Rex says he got banned from a AVP2 server for stomping the hell out of the server admins. Nice. And AVP2 was a brilliant game.
I fucking love Delivery Predator. Like 1 and 2.
Man.
That game was amazing.
Freaking campaigns. 3 different campaigns. You know? The alien campaign had you like eating out of the guy. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, shit. Like yeah, AVP2. Like we had the like you were the face hugger and you had to go find somebody to infect. That was fucking awesome.
Incredible. Where the hell is those campaigns now? What? I feel like the I used to say that the campaign was dead, but now like I see it come back. You know, you had Doom and Wolfenstein and all this stuff. So I'm glad about that. You know, I'm glad that the campaign is making a comeback. Yeah.
So I think, like, thankfully, people are. I think EA and some other companies are learning, like, hey, people still want an intriguing single-player experience. They don't necessarily want, like, the bullshit where it's like, oh, you know, it gotta be multiplayer.
Yeah, you know, I actually buy a few single-player games just to say, you know, like, look, people want this. You know, people want these games still. You know, I bought I bought God of War early. I bought it I think I bought it day one. You know, just to say, yeah, you know, people want a story, you know.
Oh yeah.
You're up, Colonel.
Oh, but
Crystal say, you know, the computer is weak and she can't play PC games. Yeah, well, there's a lot of one good.
Let's hear 1 sec. Yeah, Casey. Yeah, I still play PUBG, but I unfortunately suck at it.
Stop the gears.
I've never actually won, but I've gotten like 2nd place like 8 times. I'm so pissed about that. Always want to play Arma 3, not like get to play. Man, Arma is just one of those dad games, dude, where you're like sitting there, gotta be all tactical and shit when you play that one. Oh, and we lost Kevin Ball again. Oh, and we got him back.
Oh, hello.
Come get some. Sorry, I was talking to Casey about PUBG. I've gotten so close to winning that game, but I've lost like 6 times or more, and I'm like, damn it.
Contestants, you've got 10 seconds to maneuver.
Well, I like how Steam have like all these low requirement games nowadays. So even if you have a weak computer, it still have like, you know, 1,000 things to play.
Oh yeah.
You know, remember back in the PS1 days when they didn't want to have 2D games on the PS1?
You're playing Yankee Stooge Cinema.
Yeah, that was a huge thing in like 95 around then, where people were like,
use the arrow key.
no, none of that 2D shit. We gotta have everything's gotta be. It's all gotta be 3D, and that's like a big thing. Like Bernie Stolar was like, none of that. No, fuck that 3D shit. We're just doing 3D stuff. So none of those great-looking 2D animated fucking Sega Saturn bullshit. None of that's coming here to the States.
Right. You know, I like that the 3D from that era, you know, end up aging like shit, and the 2D games, you know, holding up much better.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I mean, like the Saturn, like every 3D game on the Saturn, like looks like complete ass and plays like ass. But like the 2D games on the Saturn actually aren't bad, and that's the funny part about it.
Players receive a 30-second bonus.
We'll start with
And how about the in terms of 3D, I would say that Panzer Dragoon art style was able to make it kind of go above.
Yeah, Panzer Dragoon is one of the rare ones where it still kind of works. Where if you look at games like Dragon Force, where they've integrated 2D sprites with 3D environments, has still kind of stood up. But yeah, but it's just a lot of stuff in the Saturn that's just garbage, like DEFCON 5, that helicopter fighter game.
Press the A button.
Oh god, I can just go down the list here. Shitty options. But I think the stream's been going for close to 4 hours, guys, so I think I'm actually probably going to call it a night. And gonna probably end up...
Shit, 4 hours? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been going for a while. But definitely want to thank you, Kevin Ball, for dropping by. It's been absolutely awesome
Yeah, no
having
problem.
you.
Anytime.
Yeah. And if anyone hasn't checked out his channel, if you want to put your stuff in the chat again, fantastic, like, original animations, does all kinds of stuff. You check out his Twitter, also does, like, real-life animations mixed with stuff. Great stuff, so I'd recommend checking out his channel. And we'll let you guys have a fantastic night, and I'll probably be on tomorrow night as well, and definitely, if you guys want to drop by for Saturday around, I think, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be with Yahel, Wrestle with Gaming, where we're going to be checking out a game called Absolutely Rose Street, which is like a 32X infomercial, which is just fucking hilarious. But yeah, I want to thank you guys definitely for dropping by. What's up?
Is that that's the same one he did the documentary on?
Yeah, he just did that video about it. It's just
right,
funny stuff. So I highly recommend checking that out. So hope you guys have a great night. Really want to thank you guys for dropping by. All right.
All right.
Later.
Good stuff.
Bye.